Fuck, there's gonna be a lot of clearing my throat tonight. Hey yo. Hey, what's up, Maurice? There's gonna be a lot of clearing my throat tonight. I just ate. So, very sorry about that. Forewarning you. Just waiting for the usual suspects to get here. Oh, Justin's going to be here. RJ's going to be here. I see Eddie's here. I see. Oh, Justin's already here. Alright, let's get him in. This computer sucks. Yeah, you're right on time for a change, Eddie. Hey, man.
What's up?
Not much. Just ready for the show. It's very jam-packed. Yo. Yo. Did we lose Justin?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was talking and it... Yeah, like I was saying, big wrestling news week. Obviously, with today's news, probably what's on most people's minds on what happened today. So, yeah.
Right, it's going to be a big show tonight. Yeah, you're already here. But like I was saying, like RJ will be joining us a little later.
Okay.
So I just told him just to let me know when he's here, so I can just like buzz him in. And chat room should be filling up tonight. It's gonna be a nice show. So let's start already, and we'll do an intro. 3, 2, 1. What's going on, guys? It is Wednesday. It's 8:01 p.m. Central Time. And welcome to the show. It's Wednesday night. Yari for the Drew Yari Show. And with me tonight, as always, is my podcasting partner in crime.
Yes, Justin from SpineBusterTees.com.
SpineBusterTees. But I see Kyle just got here. What's up, Kyle? RJ, the Brooklyn Savage, as you guys know him as, will be joining us. Will be joining us in a bit. He's just going to tell me when he's here. We have a nice show tonight. We have a jam-packed show full of wrestling news, which is usually a good thing. The wrestling gods, I mean, as I don't want to sound grim, the wrestling gods have kind of smiled upon us with a lot of this news that has transpired in over the weekend since like the last time we did a show, which was last Wednesday. So, I mean, do we start with the obvious or do we start, somewhere else?
We gotta start with the obvious. It's mandatory, I think.
All right, so let's just jump right into it, guys. So today, former NXT Women's Champion. I do say former for a reason, and we'll talk about NXT in a bit, which there's maybe like one bit of news on NXT that was worth mentioning, in my opinion. Mandy Rose, she lost the NXT Women's Championship last night to Roxanne Perez, Roxanne Perez had won the what the fuck was it called? The Iron Survivor. Iron Survivor. There you go. The first ever NXT Iron Survivor Challenge. And last week we were already on here. I guess doing our own booking as when is Roxanne gonna face Mandy? Is it gonna be at the pay-per-view that's in February? Is it gonna be in the pay-per-view, the takeover, or whatever you want to call it, that's in January? Are they gonna wait? Are they gonna wait this out till fucking Mania? It happened last night, and Roxanne beat Mandy, and now Roxanne is the new NXT Women's Champion, which caused a bit of speculation as to why did they decide to take the title off of Mandy so quick and not wait. And then there was already the news speculating, I think the day before, which was that Mandy had some pictures of her leaked online that, to my knowledge, weren't like overly explicit photos or videos or whatever. I think there was one where she was like in a pool, and you know what? Come to think of it, I'm just now remembering this. Like, apparently there was a video online of her, I guess, like kind of facing backward, and she has like her ass on her, her husband's, dick. Like, they're not naked or anything. Like, she has like a thong or underwear on, and he's like, spanking her butt, which is just like, yeah, they're a married couple, so gives a fuck. And Mandy does happen to have her own, I guess, what do you want to call it? OnlyFans? Is it an OnlyFans or is it like her own thing?
OnlyFans, Fan Time is one or the other, but I believe she's on Fan Time.
Fan Time, there you go. And so there was some leaked stuff that she didn't even put on the website, I believe. Is that right?
No, it was on her website.
Okay, never mind. So the story,
it was on her website, and there was some other leaked material too. So
right. So I have this article up by the New York Post. Rose has been released by the WWE over racy photos that she shared on her FanTime page. FanTime is a platform similar to OnlyFans in which users can pay monthly subscription fees to access exclusive content from creators. Rose's FanTime, the page cost about $40 a month. In recent days, photos from her page in the shower with her fiancé Tino Sabatelli that can be characterized as somewhere between R-rated and X-rated began spreading on the internet. The news of Rose's release was first reported by Fightful Select. A WWE spokesperson declined to comment on the matter to the Post. The 32-year-old Rose, and this just talks about her accomplishments in the company. There are a couple factors that are at play here. One was the level of raciness in the photos. While Rose's WWE character was sexualized in the present era, WWE content has not gone to the level of what Rose was sharing on her page. The other issue is that WWE made it clear to its performers that outside business endeavors must go through them. In 2020, Vince McMahon warned talents about participating in platforms such as Twitch and Cameo without cooperation with WWE in a letter, and threatened termination if terms were violated. And then Zelina Vega was fired by WWE in 2020 for launching an OnlyFans account that did not have provocative content, and then she was eventually brought back. I'm just trying to look for more quotes. Yeah, that's really about it that the New York Post talked about. So, all in all, in a nutshell, Mandy kind of got a raw deal from the way it sounds. Like, it's one of those things of, you try to look at it from the WWE perspective of, they're a publicly traded company, and they like to sell to kids. Quote, I use air quotation fingers if people can't see. And Mandy kind of knew the deal. That there's been so many things been said that, Mandy didn't know she was going to get fired, and then someone said, "Oh well, they gave her an ultimatum to get rid of the OnlyFans, and she said no, and that's why she got fired." So it's one of those things of, you don't really know who to side with, but at the end of the day, I think Mandy kind of got fucked over, and not in a good way. Because again, it's just like they've been sexualizing her character. Like the whole point of Toxic Attraction was, you got these attractive women that are selling sex. And Mandy's whole thing is, she's kind of like the modern day Sable, in a sense where she comes out and she's like, all these men want me and these women want to be like me. I'm an actual woman. I'm a goddess. So it's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like, you want to sexualize her, but you don't want her selling sex, unless you're the one, making a profit off of it. So I think letting Mandy go was a dumb idea. I'm just going to say it was a dumb idea. At worst, you could have just suspended her. You could have just written her off of TV, because I didn't know. Again, I obviously didn't know the situation before, obviously, today, that they were planning on letting her go. And I was thinking, okay, does she have an injury we don't know about? Are they going to write her off of TV? They could have just done that. They could have just easily suspended her and just waited for the heat to die down. But they let her go, and that's dumb. That's dumb as fuck. They let this girl go who, from what I heard, she lobbied to go back to NXT because she wanted to learn how to wrestle. She didn't just want to be another pretty face. And she vastly improved beyond anyone's wildest dreams. And she was, dare I say, I would say one of the top 10 women in the company. If I'm that's just my opinion. And then you let her go. That to me, that's just a bad move. I mean, could she come back in the future? Maybe. You never know. But this is a bad move. But I've already said my piece. Justin, what is your opinion on the whole matter?
So I'm gonna throw this out there first. We don't know the exact reason. Well, we know of the reason why she is no longer with the company, right? But we don't know the terms in her contract.
Right.
Okay? We know nothing about that. Okay? I'm gonna say this is my opinion. I don't think she got fired. I think she quit. And I'm going to go into the reasons why here.
Okay.
WWE knew about the OnlyFans and FanTime websites, right? Mm-hmm. It became a problem when the content got more risky. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's that she had this OnlyFans, she had this FanTime. It wasn't that. It was because the photos got more and more risky. Okay. Also, as well, and I thought about this. I truly believe that because they have partnerships out there, right? They have partnerships with Mattel, right? Very Kitty for the action figures, right? A huge company, right? They have other sponsors that they have. Apparently, Mattel had a problem with Mandy having the risky content on her website. Okay. Now, obviously, this is action figures, right? This is being sold to kids. Well, I'm talking. I'm a grown man here with dozens of boxes in my room right now with Mattel stuff. But I digress. It's typically a market for kids for the most part, right? Mattel. And you get a lot of fans out there who's like, well, WWE, in the Attitude Era, they used to have women in Playboy. This is not 1999. This ain't 2000. This ain't 2001.
It's a publicly traded company.
It's a publicly traded company, for one. And two, do you remember WWE sponsors back in 1998, 99, 2000? Stridex? Freaking Stacker 2, right? They didn't have, major sponsors, right? You know what I mean? Then you can be like, okay, they still have action figures. Yeah, through Jakks Pacific, a very much so smaller company, right? What's Jakks Pacific doing nowadays? I think the last time I'm seeing, I think they were making TNA figures. I think, but that was years ago. So I don't know what Jakks Pacific is doing because AEW they have Jazzware. So I don't even know if Jakks Pacific is still around. But I don't know. I don't know. But anyway. You got people out there saying that. I'm like, you guys, use your brains, man. Use your brains. Then you have the argument of, okay, well, you have Matt Riddle, right, in the news this week as well, being suspended, second time suspension from WWE. When it comes to, when it comes to actually. Being suspended, so you have the Usos with the DUIs and things of nature. We know that wrestling, especially WWE, there is a bias towards certain wrestlers, certain individuals, things of that nature, right? Not to say that it's right. I'm just saying what WWE does. We also don't know if they have the same guidelines, WWE, in their contracts as they do the wellness policy. We all know what the wellness policy is, right? You know what I mean? First time getting caught, you're spent for 30 days. Next time getting caught, you're spent for 60 days, plus you got to go to the rehab. Third time getting caught, boom, you're out of there, right? For the wellness policy.
Which that's a joke. That's a joke, by the way, but go ahead.
Well, obviously, but that's what's in their wellness policy, and that's why I said favoritism, right? Okay.
Right.
We don't know if in their contract that Mandy Rose signed and that some of these other women signed, some of the men may sign as well, that, okay, you can have OnlyFans, no nudity. No nudity. Any nudity, that is a zero tolerance and you're out of here, right? We don't know. Not saying that it is in the contract, but we don't know if that is in the contract. Then we can talk about
Go ahead.
Well, she was having cum shots on the NXT. She was with Xavier Woods and Charlotte. She has news out there, and that's different. The reason why it's different because those photos were hacked and leaked from their personal cell phone for those photos not to be revealed. These are paid services that is being made from Mandy Rose. So let's make sure that we're arguing this point right. Okay. So Mandy, who has this OnlyFans fan time, wherever it is, right? I didn't go out my way to look at it and see it. I don't care. She's having these paid services, right? And I think that's where that issue is. There's a lot of layers to unravel. We probably don't even know half the story yet. We haven't even heard anything from Mandy's side as of yet. The only thing that we've seen on social media is that she was very grateful today on, I guess, her title reign, because she was commenting on people's Twitters. This is before her release, by the way. Just being very grateful. Okay.
Which let me ask you something about that. Yeah. So, when she posted that, do you think that maybe she knew that? Oh yeah.
She would have had to know on that TV.
Well, she would have had to. Well, no. Here's what I mean by that. I'm sorry to cut you off, but like, what I meant by that was like, talking about the release. I know I said what I said. I thought there was a bad move on WWE, but like you also said, it seems like it might have been mutual, because when she posted that post saying thank you, I don't think it was just a thing for a title run. I think it was a thing that she knew what was going to happen, that she knew that hey, we got to take this title off of you because of A, B, C, and D. And again, maybe it was a thing like you said. Maybe she quit. Maybe they told her.
That's where I'm at. I think she quit.
Yeah, maybe they told her, hey, we're a publicly traded company. You can post an OnlyFans. You can post, bikini shots, but you can't post nudes, no sexual content. Maybe she just said, well, no, like this is my site. I think I should be able to post whatever I want. And maybe it was just a thing of, I can do more than wrestling. So maybe she just, I don't know. Again, maybe you're right. Maybe it's a thing of, it was a mutual thing. Like she wanted to quit, and they were willing to keep her, but they told her, tone it down. Don't be too overly sexual, because we're a publicly traded company. Kids watch our show. Kids are gonna see you and want to. It's like that. It's like that Triple H thing with China, where at the end of the day, it's kind of stupid what he said about China, where he's like, we can't induct her because I have a kid who has the internet and he can Google her name. It's like, it's dumb as fuck, but it still kind of works in this situation where kids can look her up and they can find out that she is she has her own site where she's posting risque shit. So I think when she posted that, she knew what the real situation was.
Yeah, I think she found out at TV. She had to find out at TV going into NXT on Tuesday. Like, hey, tonight, this is the situation here. We saw. Well, okay, I think that's bad. That's a bad way to say it. We saw the pictures. But just pretty much like, hey, we heard about the photos and the leaked content, and basically we have to take the title off of you tonight. And I'm pretty sure there was conversations. I'm more than sure that a representative that was there at NXT, most likely Shawn Michaels, that had to have the conversation with her. Maybe Steph was there. Maybe Triple H was there. I don't know. but I know it seemed like this was number one priority going into NXT on Tuesday. Now, with that being said, Mandy, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of, incels and sick people out there. I'm more than sure there's a few neckbeards out there who was paying, I think it was like $40 a month for content for Mandy Rose on her, fan time. $40 a month. I'm into the belief that she was making more money there than what she did in WWE. That's just my guess, my hunch, right? Because there's a lot of men out there that want to see her, in the nude, in the flesh, whatever, right? I'm definitely, and that's just my opinion with that. But back to the Mattel thing. Here's one thing I will say. Let's say it is Mattel, and we're going to hear about this over the next week, maybe into the weekend. But if it was Mattel saying that, hey, we can't have this. Okay, cool. How about you just suspend her, right? And not have her on any action figures, right? Take her off the shelves. No more action figures for Mandy, and she'll just lose that cut of money. If she comes to a mutual agreement, like, hey, maybe I was a little bit too risky, but I'm not gonna shut down my fan time. I'm not gonna shut down my OnlyFans. I'm just gonna, do this here. And if you want to suspend me, fine. I want to stay, but how about they? I think they just made a rash decision instead of thinking it through, right? When it comes to that. But if Mandy decided to actually quit, hey, more power to her, right? More power to her. If she believes in herself, where she wants to do this, maybe she wants to go to Hollywood. We don't know, right? But today, mark this day down. December 14, 2022. This can be one of those pivotal days in wrestling history, and I'm gonna tell you why. Not as pivotal as like, oh, well, this is like one of the most, biggest moments ever. This type of moment here, what happened today, could lead to wrestling in the future, because if she goes out there and she makes way more money doing OnlyFans, I can only see people coming into wrestling unless they love it, because Mandy, she didn't grow up a wrestling fan. She fell in love with wrestling, but she didn't grow up a fan. I can see these people who come into wrestling, especially in WWE, who's ever were wrestling fans, they're gonna get big and they'll just leave, right? So I can see that, and I can also see that happening with people who are lifelong wrestling fans. Look at Sasha. She went to, she's gonna be working the Tokyo Dome, maybe in a match, but she's gonna be at Wrestle Kingdom on January the 4th. But Sasha, she's doing Hollywood. She's doing the red carpet. She was in The Mandalorian, right? So, I'm seeing this situation very similar to Sasha and Naomi's walkout. Not to say that the situations were exactly the same, but just the content behind it, as far as, hey, I want to do something different. If wrestling's not my thing, I want to do something different. But the only difference is between Mandy and Sasha. Sasha grew up a wrestling fan. That Sasha Banks is a diehard wrestling fan. She used to do YouTube, and do reviews and do podcasts or whatever, right? Mandy was not. She wasn't a wrestling fan. She grew up. In this business pretty much, right? She started young, and she was being in WWE probably was since like 2012, 2013, something like that, during Tough Enough, around that time frame. So, but I believe Mandy quit, but I think that, and I'm looking from this outside in, I can see her coming back in 2023 or 2024 if she wants to come back to wrestling, because let's be honest, and I'm just going to throw it out there. Mandy improved tremendously. Went down to NXT. Her biggest run of her career. This is what she's going to be remembered for if she never comes back, right? she lost the title because she was going to lose the title to Roxanne at Avengers Day anyway. I think they were going to hold this over until February, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she lost it. She was going to come back to the main roster with Toxic Attraction. Do we see her being a main event of WrestleMania with like a Bianca Belair or Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair or Bayley? I don't. Not to say that she couldn't win a world title on the main roster. I definitely think she would have won, women's championship on the main roster. But I think she hit her ceiling as far as in-ring and as far as total package is concerned. Not to say that she, like I said, not to say that she wouldn't have become a world champion on the main roster. I think that definitely was in her cards. But just the full appeal of her, I think that she hit her ceiling. And with that being said, I don't think that this is the hugest loss from WWE in that aspect because they have their girls lined up. But I can definitely see her coming back though. You know what I mean? In that time frame. And the last point I want to make here is that, and we could spend the entire 2 hours on this thing because this is such a fascinating story. Mm-hmm. But the last thing I'll point out is that I already saw it online today, and I don't understand why. People are actually out there hating Roxanne Perez because she took us out off of Mandy Rose.
That's fucking stupid.
That is one of the most asinine, childish things, and this is actually unfortunately overshadowing what she did. This is gonna overshadow what she did. But I guarantee, like, I see it from a mile away. People, there's gonna be enemy. Not saying anybody in the chat or anything like that, but just saying people in general. I can see gonna start hating on Roxanne Perez because she beat Mandy Rose, which is very unfortunate for her, right? I love Roxy. Seen her here in San Antonio many times. Damn, I'm so happy for her that she, that she's in this position, and also on top of that, obviously Booker T is very happy as well. He cried on commentary last night, pretty much. But this is, unfortunately, this is going to overshadow Roxy, and it sucks. It really does suck. So, to put this in a tight little bow, I think that Mandy quit because she is gonna end up making more. She's gonna take a chance on herself, end up gonna be making more money on her fan time OnlyFans. I think that she was going to get fired, at first, right, directly, but she's like, you know what, I want to quit because to me personally, right, like at the end of the day, like it seems like she loved that what she did, right, But again, I think she wanted to take a chance on herself. She wanted to quit, and I really think that Mattel, the toy company, really pressured WWE to do something about this. And I think that's where that meeting happened on Tuesday, and this is the result of it at the end of the day. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But again, you can't compare this to previous things where people's news got leaked. You can't. I mean, and again, is WWE in the wrong for letting her go, or she's quitting or fired, whatever happened, right? Because again, this is just my speculation. But is WWE in the wrong with that? Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I think, kind of piggybacking off of what you said, their back was kind of against the wall because this just kind of goes to show you how much of a publicly traded company a lot of their advertisers kind of have a lot of pull into how they make decisions
as well. And not to mention too as well, sorry to interrupt you, but this is one point I forgot to mention and I had on my brain. What happened earlier this year in the summer? Vince McMahon stepped down. Why did he step down? Well, maybe selling off women that used to work for the company or have affiliation with the company, and a lot of different sex payoffs, things of that nature, right? What was Mandy doing, right? Basically selling herself with sex, and I know that's the whole toxic attraction thing. But again, there's a lot of people who don't put that into consideration. Vince McMahon stepped down because of a lot of the sexual crap that happened years and years ago, and it came back to bite him in the ass, right? What would it look like in the public eye if you have Mandy Rose, not being punished, and, she's out there with news and things of that nature, right? Even though some of it was leaked, right? But what would that look like for WWE? WWE wants to get far away from that type of content as much as they can when it comes to like actual nudity. You can have women be sexy and be on TV, and yes, toxic attraction. You can be sexy on TV, but you can be sexy without having showing sex.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes to show you, because I remember Paul Heyman talked about something a while ago where he had mentioned how this company, if they want a company like Mattel, which is a legit toy company to make their toys, or they want to do business with the United States Armed Forces and do these, tribute to the troops things, they're going to want to take risks. And that if that means, pissing off, the filthy casuals, then, so be it. They're a publicly traded company and they want to make money at the end of the day. They're not a private company. They're not struggling for money. They're making money in spite of themselves, but at the end of the day, it's a business. When you're a business and you're good, and you end up becoming a bigger business and publicly owned, you take risks. It's like, I know this is kind of like off topic, but like Howard Stern, for example. Howard Stern for the longest time was the shock jock radio host. He had porn stars, he had midgets, he had crazy people on his show, and then over time, as he got more and more popular, a company like Sirius XM, said, "Hey, we're going to offer you a lot of money to be on our platform. You just got to get rid of A, B, C, and D." And he said, "Okay, cool." And he even admitted, "Hey, I had to kind of be PC. I can't get away with doing the same shit I used to do nowadays. Like I gotta be a little different. I gotta change with the times, and people change with the times." So with WWE, it's one of those things that's just like, I would have preferred if Mandy stayed, but again, we don't know. We don't know the situation, because like you said, it could come out that Mandy decided to quit because she's like, you know what, I'm making a lot more money, showing off what I got than, putting my body through hell. So exactly, it's one of those things of like, I don't think we're going to get a clear-cut answer as to what actually happened until we hear, Mandy talk about it. And I can't really think of Mandy as somebody who would lie. Not to say that I know her. I mean, I wish I knew her, but like, she doesn't seem like someone who would lie or like stretch the truth. Like, she seems like someone who would just say, "This happened." But I don't think she would burn bridges. Like, I can't.
No, and honestly, I think they left on good terms. You know what I mean? But again, look, it's professional wrestling. Anything can happen, right? There's people who, and I can't compare the in the 80s and the 90s, but like Jimmy Snuka, freaking killed his girlfriend and was immortalized into the Hall of Fame. But like people gotta understand, wrestling, anything can happen. Everyone comes back to WWE if they choose to come back, right? Bret Hart, Ultimate Warrior, Jeff Jarrett, Bid, like the list goes on and on. Macho Man, before he passed away, he didn't come back in like on Raw or anything like that, but he was working with WWE on the WWE All Stars game. He was in the trailer, so he was in good terms with WWE before he passed away. So the fact that something like this with nudity with Mandy Rose, and where people left for a lot worse, right? Like allegations, even though this wasn't true with Enzo Amore, right? Like I won't. His windows is closing, but if Enzo comes back, I wouldn't be shocked, right? If CM Punk comes back, because there's rumors out there that he may come back, I'll be shocked, but I wouldn't be shocked because everybody comes back in somewhere, some fashion. Moxley. You don't think Moxley is going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, even where if he wants to or not? You don't think he's going to get that phone call from Triple H, discussing that? Chris Jericho, people like that. So, Mandy Rose, let her go out there, live her life, and let's see, if she's successful at what she's doing. I think she'll be very successful at what she can do, either on OnlyFans or Fan Time. And if she decides to come back 2-3 years down the road, where all this is going to be dead anyway, at that particular point in time, and no one's going to remember, like, oh yeah, she did leave for those news. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like, it's not going to matter down that time. So we'll just have to wait and see, and and kind of see what happens with her.
All right. And just before we move on to the next topic, anyone can come back, and I think Mandy probably did leave on good terms, so I can see her coming back, maybe like next year. I mean, fuck, she can maybe even come back after Mania. Who knows? But moving on to the next topic. So Vince McMahon is in the news again for negative, as you can imagine. So it came out earlier, I think earlier today, I believe, was that Vince apparently was telling people close to him that he wanted to come back to the company, and that he apparently said that he thought he got bad advice from people close to him telling him to step down when he shouldn't have stepped down. And as you guys know, Vince retired over the summer after allegations came out about affairs with a paralegal, and apparently using money to pay company money to pay this paralegal, which is hush money. There you go. So as the talk about him apparently wanting to come back to the company, more and more allegations are coming out, and this time involving not just an affair, but sexual assault. And this is on Wrestling Inc. Former CEO, Chairman, and CEO Vince McMahon has once again been accused of sexual assault. The Wall Street Journal reports that internal documents have revealed Mr. McMahon's attorney received an email in November from the lawyer of a former spa manager at a resort in California. The lawyer alleges that the former spa manager was sexually assaulted by McMahon back in 2011, an accusation that hadn't been previously reported. The report also notes that the lawyer of former WWE referee Rita Chatterton has informed WWE that $11.75 million in damages is being sought. Chatterton has accused McMahon of sexually assaulting her in a limousine 3 decades ago. McMahon has repeatedly denied the claim. WSJ report states that McMahon has told people that he has no plans to pay settlements to Chatterton or the former spa manager in California. WSJ was told that when the spa manager told her husband about the alleged incident, he made his way to a WWE event with a baseball bat in hopes of confronting McMahon, but was turned away. Michael Bressel, the alleged victim's lawyer, has reportedly been in contact with McMahon's attorney since July at the very least. As far as Chatterton is concerned, her lawyer, John Clune, sent in a demand letter back in November that the damage done by the alleged sexual assault of his client is hard to overstate. Clune claimed that Chatterton has been suffering from ongoing depression as a result of the alleged incident, as well as substance abuse and disordered eating. And McMahon announced his retirement in July amid a series of investigations of hush money payments allegedly made to cover up accusations of abuse, misconduct, and harassment. Despite this, the WSJ notes that McMahon has told sources he wants to come back to WWE, and it's just continuing to tell the story about the alleged assault. So, there's no chance in hell they're going to let Vince McMahon back in the company. Like, there really isn't. Like, I was listening to Wrestling Soup with Mish and Kevin from their show yesterday, and Kev brought up a good point, which was that if Vince were to come back, all it takes is for the women in the company, because when you look at the roster, it's 50% women, and that not just including the women wrestlers, but you also have women working in makeup. Maybe you have women trainers, and so all it takes is for the women to say, "I feel uncomfortable with Vince coming back to work for the company." So there's really no chance in hell that Vince is coming back. I mean, if they want to bring him back as maybe like an on-air character, maybe. But as far as like, coming back and being the CEO again or being, in charge of the company, never going to happen. It's not going to happen. The talk is that, morale backstage is a lot more higher now that Vince is gone and that Triple H is in charge and Stephanie's in charge. So Vince ain't coming back, especially with this. Now that you got the possibility of, rape, when you use the R word in anything, you're not coming back. Whether you're Vince McMahon or anyone else. Once, sexual assault or rape starts to join the conversation, it usually doesn't end well. So Vince ain't coming back. He's not. They're not going to let him, even if this means causing dysfunction in the family. Between Vince and Steph and Triple H. They're not going to let him back. Like there really is no chance. There's literally no chance in hell. But yeah, that's just how I think. What do you think about the situation?
You know what? I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. What happened today? Mandy Rose is no longer with WWE. They're trying to stay as far away from whatever Vince has going on. Plus, you had that whole 9 Lives of Vince McMahon documentary on Vice last night too, as well, smearing Vince McMahon. They're trying to stay far away as possible from this here. The only people say, the only people that say that they want Vince McMahon back in WWE is Bruce Pritchard and Kevin Dunn. They're doing just fine without Vince.
Yes, the old
ratings
guard,
is up for the most part. For the most part, ratings are up. It seems like the locker room morale is a lot better, right? TV makes more sense. Even though I think Raw is a step down from SmackDown, it's still a step up from whatever the hell Vince was doing this time last year. Yeah, I mean, there's continuity, there's storylines, there's things what to be excited about for the most part. That he's done. Like, he doesn't need to be back whatsoever. Having him, I wouldn't even have him as a TV talent as well, because you have him as a TV talent, that's just gonna be a snowball rolling downhill. Having him in the building is cancerous. You do not want that, dude. Like, no. The only time I want to see Vince McMahon on TV again is for his Hall of Fame, induction. Right? I'm cool with that. He definitely deserves it, 100%. Without Vince McMahon, we would not be doing this shit right now. We wouldn't be, we wouldn't love or hate AEW. We wouldn't love or hate WWE. We wouldn't be wrestling fans without Vince McMahon. And that's just a point blank period fact. Okay, but yeah, he needs to stay far, far away from the company at this point in time.
Exactly.
Imagine the public nightmare. The public nightmare. You know what I mean? People, cancel culture the way that is nowadays, right? People cancel WWE for bringing Vince back. No way. No way. That would be a company suicide if they do that.
Right, because it goes back to a conversation about Mandy, which I think in this case with Vince, it's a lot more darker. Because then you're going to have parents, who take their kids to these events, and they're going to be like, this company is run by a monster. I'm not going to take my kid here.
Exactly.
So, to the people who are, worried hearing that news, it's not going to happen. Vince, the company wants to get away from Vince. Triple H, Stephanie, they want to get away from Vince. They're not bringing him back. And if it becomes a thing where it causes friction in their relationships, so be it. They gotta protect the company, and they have to protect the company from Vince. So, and you're right. I mean, the only time I think, if any, the next and only time he's going to appear on television is going to be for the Hall of Fame, because he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
If he's like let's say like another 15 years from now, where he's like super duper old, right, and like bad health or something like that. I'm not wishing that. I'm just saying that, like, if he's on TV, like hey, let's get Vince out here one more time before the unfortunate happens type of thing. But other than that, I don't see him on TV whatsoever.
Right. Next bit of news, Matt Riddle. So Matt Riddle was on the December 5th December 5th edition of Raw. He was written off TV by having Sol Sikoa just murk him, essentially. It was announced that Matt Riddle has been suspended for a second time for failing the WWE's wellness policy. Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio questioned WWE's decision-making regarding its handling of the situation with Riddle. He says if the story is accurate, there are a lot of questions on that one. The claim is it's his second failure, but he has never been suspended for the first failure, and they're supposed to announce every failure on the main roster, and they haven't announced either failure. There's more here. Hold on. Okay, never mind. The report, which came from Cassidy Haynes of Bodyslam.net, said that Riddle's first wellness policy failure occurred several months ago during the lead-up to SummerSlam. Brian Alvarez claimed the punishment for wellness policy violations has been inconsistent. I'm not even going to bother reading this. And that's really about it. So, it's noted that WWE doesn't test for, marijuana or weed. Or, they're the same shit.
Obviously, they got 4 Train Bro shirts, so...
Right. So, then the talk, coming out is that it's cocaine.
Oh, cola?
Not Coca-Cola. Cocaine. The good stuff. The strong stuff.
The one that Al Pacino just freaking nosedived in, didn't kill himself in Scarface.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Which, WWE sent him to rehab because they wanted to get clean, which... for Matt Riddle, I mean, you can tell there's something wrong with the guy. Like, for the past few months... even in his feud with Seth, you can kind of tell something was off about him. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I knew he was on, I knew he was on coke the whole time. I'm like, no, it's the eye test. You see how he's been in the past few months, since Randy had to take time off because of his back, and you can tell something was wrong with him. Like he was off his game. He wasn't the Matt Riddle that he was when he was massively over. But the one common denominator is Randy, is that Randy was the one that was keeping him on the straight and narrow, even, while this is going on. Randy, not Randy, but, Riddle is saying, he said in an interview once that my personal life is in shambles, but my professional life is great. Him and his wife got divorced, and, now he probably can't even see his kids that much. And then there's more accusations, coming out about Matt Riddle, which, oh boy. So it seems like Riddle might be lost without Randy, which kind of shows that Randy has grown up. Because back in the day, Randy Orton was the problem child. Randy Orton was the one getting in trouble and causing, mischief. Now he's a family man. I mean, there was even that joke that Cody had when he came back to the company, where he's like, "Since when did Randy become a family man?" like he said that because he knew Randy as the Randy from over a decade ago, longer than that. So, and now Randy's a committed family man. He has kids. He's a husband. So, for Randy, hanging around Riddle, you can imagine for Randy seeing Riddle, acting up the way he was. He was like, that was me. Like, I was you a long time ago, and I don't want to see you be me. I don't want to see you make the same mistakes as me. And he was keeping him on the straight and narrow, like I said, when they were on that tag team. And now that Orton's not there to keep his eye on him, Riddle doesn't really have anyone else to turn to. Like Randy seemed like Riddle's his moral compass almost, and he's not there every day to keep his eye on him. So nobody is there to really keep their eye on Riddle or really care about him. As cold as that sounds, I'm pretty sure he has people he's friendly with, but Randy seemed like that was his big brother to constantly keep his eye on him. So for Riddle, he's going through a lot, and he turns to drugs, unfortunately, which you never want to hear anyone doing anything like that. And I mean, here's the thing: I like Riddle. I like Riddle as a performer. So I hope he gets the help he needs. Like, I don't want to. The last thing I want to hear is for a guy like Riddle to be a statistic. You know, I hate to be grim. I don't mean to be grim about it, but I want Riddle to be okay. I want him to be good. I want Riddle to be that inspirational, you know, comeback story that you get a special on the network. So hopefully Riddle's doing okay. Hopefully he comes back and he's better than ever. So that's really my piece about the whole situation.
I mean, I don't have much to say about this other than, like, you know, well, one, he's a grown man, right? Obviously, you know, some people need help or whatnot, but he's a grown man, and he needs to understand that his actions has consequences, right? So, I totally get it, you know, that Randy was there, you know, helping him out, watching him, things of that nature, though, but you know, Riddle has, and this is what happened to him in UFC. He got let go from his UFC contract because he smoked too much weed, right? So, you know, he was doing, you know, some cocaine, and I think it was heroin too as well. I think that, no, I'm sorry, not heroin. MDMA, which is ecstasy. So he was doing like ecstasy and and cocaine. Yeah, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, there has to be people there who should be not necessarily watching him per se, but just kind of like, you know, just kind of like letting him, like, hey dude, like, you need to like chill out what you're doing, right? At the end of the day, he's a grown man, right? You know what I mean? I like Riddle. I think he's a good talent. He's very popular with the casuals, right? You know, the kids like him too as well, right? You know, with the whole scooter thing or whatnot. Like, he plays his character well on TV. Rare if you agree with the character or not, he plays it well. You know what I mean? On what he does. So hopefully, you know, he gets the help that he needs, right? He's in rehab right now. Hopefully he gets the help that he needs, and hopefully he comes back and, makes a redemption story of himself.
All right. RJ just joined us. RJ, what do you think about this whole situation with Riddle?
Echo everything Justin just said. Not to piggyback off of him, but it makes total sense. Matt Riddle's got to go away. He's an asset. He's an asset, or he can be. Can be a big asset to WWE moving forward, but he just got to get his shit together. He's got to get his act together. I know his personal life has been in shambles for the last, year and some change, but he's got to get his shit together. And sending him to rehab, suspending him, instead of cutting him, you know, it's a pleasant move. You got to try to at least give him a chance to clean up before, hey, you just completely cut bait on this fucking guy. So I think that was the best move, to send him to rehab and suspend him. He gets to have, you know, a few weeks to really sit there and think about a lot of shit. So, and usually when you have that time, maybe you come to a realization. Sometimes that happens. Maybe 7 times out of 10 that usually happens. But he's going to get that opportunity and that chance to really focus on himself as a human being and reflect. So hopefully he uses it wisely and comes back and has a nice run without any of this bullshit. He just needs to get his shit together.
I mean, you guys pretty much said it. Like, he's a grown ass man, and I know I made the comments about, you know, Randy was kind of like his North Star, his moral compass. But, you know, Matt's a grown ass man. He's like in his mid-30s, and he has kids. And he needs to realize, you know, it's not all about him. So hopefully he gets the help he needs, because he's very talented. I like him. He's very charismatic. He's over with the fans. You know, with the bro stuff and, you know, like the weed, you know, subtleties and, you know, his catchphrases. So,
which I don't mind. I know a lot of people hate that, but I don't mind that. It is what it is. Like, yeah, it doesn't bother me none.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of like, okay, do you want him to acknowledge that he smokes weed, which is very, very like I won't say edgy per se, but like it's seen as cool, right, to casuals, right? Or do you just want him just to be like a dumb airhead for no reason?
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. Like, I would rather him be like a pothead with some subliminals thrown out there, other than just a complete airhead, because that just makes you. Sometimes, like, I mean, we can get it as human beings. Sometimes the weed or whatever makes you do crazy things. Sometimes, but if you just being dumb just because you're dumb, straight up, then that makes for a very, very annoying character. So I like the fact that they nod towards that this guy is a 420 enthusiast, rather than him just being stupid, just for being stupid's sake. But yeah, he's like you said, grown ass man. He's got to really get his shit together. Randy Orton ain't gonna be around forever. Damian Priest is not gonna be around forever. A lot of guys ain't gonna be around forever. So it's up to you at the end of the day. You can lean on certain guys for help and for guidance and maybe just enough for you to have fun where you can forget about doing drugs or forget about doing this, that, and the other. When I had my alcohol problems, that's what I did. I hung out with people that kind of helped me take my mind off the bottle. And it helped for a while until I really started to really sit down and reflect on some of the choices I was making. And I decided that, hey, I don't want to be drinking 24/7 anymore. I don't want any of this shit. It cost me just about everything that I ever had as a late teen. I don't want this to ruin me going into my adult years. So I had to kick it. So Riddle's got to have to make that choice for himself too.
Yeah, well said. And RJ, now that you're here, what were your thoughts on the Mandy Rose situation?
Well, I don't want to talk about it for too long because I do have a show tomorrow to do. Mm-hmm. But I will just say this: me myself personally, I wouldn't have fired Mandy Rose. I probably would have suspended her. But I get it. WWE business, publicly traded, PG. This is not. I've seen people. But this is the same company that let China and all these other girls do Playboy. That was pre-approved. That was a deal between WWE and Playboy, with WWF and Playboy back in the day. This is different. This is completely different. Mandy Rose did this independently, outside of WWE. So she kind of set herself up for this, especially because we don't know what went down. We don't know all the details yet. Maybe Mandy Rose might give that information up in a shoot interview. Maybe somebody might come out and defend WWE on this. I don't know, but until we get all the details, we're not really sure. But what if there was some ultimatums given, and maybe Mandy Rose didn't want to give it up, kind of like the Zelina Vega situation from a couple years ago, when Vince went all gung ho and abandoned Twitch, and you can't have Twitch. If you have Twitch, you're fired. Zelina Vega, fuck that. I'm keeping my Twitch. And, well, her ass got shown the door. Now, obviously they brought her back, less than a year later. So, I mean, could this be another situation where Mandy Rose eventually tosses this thing and come back? We don't know. But I'm really waiting to see what all the details is before jumping out of the window. Fuck WWE or fuck Mandy Rose. Like, I never want to be that guy. But if it's the case where they told her to get rid of it, she didn't get rid of it, so they canned her, hey, it is what it is. You had fair warning. But me, myself, personally, I think WWE should let some of the chickadees, do these exclusive stuff for to help make some money and stuff like that. Because I especially if it's not being promoted on their main social media accounts that the kids can follow, which is, to me, social media, children on social media should be a no-go anyways. That's just me personally. It's just how I was raised and how I grew up. I know it's a different time. My mother kept, me and my sister Sunday for a really tight, strict box. Hell, I didn't watch the first Friday movie until I was fucking 16 years old, man. like I always remember certain clips of it being played in the background when I was a little child, but I wasn't allowed to actually watch that movie until I was 16 years old. So that's how strict we're talking here. I didn't fully have my first like full nights in a row without my mother being around until I was like really 16 years old too. So it was a lot of strictness there growing up, but I'm just saying, like, kids shouldn't be on social media anyways. But I'm just saying, if Mandy Rose was to promote it on, like, maybe an alternate page or something like that, that's away from her WWE persona, her WWE brand, quote unquote, you know, I don't find anything wrong with that. But then again, hey, your women's champion is fingering herself on some adult website, and kids happen to see it anyways. It's just like, boom. So I get both sides of it. I think it's a fucked up situation. I probably would have suspended her if it had to boil down to it, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, I hope that Mandy can bounce back. I think she will bounce back, and Mandy might have been making bank, and maybe she probably doesn't need to wrestle anymore. Who knows? But if she really wants to wrestle, she'll be back. She'll be back eventually.
I think she'll
I don't
be
see
back.
this being a permanent thing. She'll be back. She'll be back. I that's one thing I truly do believe. I believe she will be back sooner than later. There's plenty of people that go and come back. People that got fired today and got rehired the next week or 6 months down the line or even a year and a half like Zelina Vega did. Nobody saw Zelina Vega coming back. Nobody. So, especially all that big shit she was talking. I want a unionization. I want this, that, the other. I'm meeting up with a lawyer. How well did that work out for you?
Soon as she saw those extra zeros on her contract, she's like, "Oh shit, I'll come back."
Yeah, exactly. So, and I like Zelina Vega. So, but we gotta, you know, money talks bullshit. But at the end of the day, I do believe Mandy Rose will be back.
Now, I did mention this as well. I don't know if you heard the show earlier, but I came up with a theory that I think that she quit because of what you mentioned to her earlier with, I think she's probably making more money. But one thing as well that I did mention earlier that, you know, that you may want to maybe speak on tomorrow, maybe we can get more information tomorrow, but I believe that one of WWE partners, Mattel, may have had an issue with the situation. I think they probably had more of an issue with the situation than what WWE did. So
right, because look, like we've seen Ricochet digging up his ass for gold nuggets. We seen Drew Gulak shaking his dick around. We seen what you call it, my man from FTR, Cash Wheeler. We seen all that. You know what I'm saying, on Twitter, whether we wanted to see it or not. We saw all that. These guys got released. Paige was getting double teamed. You know, he's getting double teamed. Now the difference is those photos were released. You know, they were leaked.
Private photos. Yeah, private photos.
They were leaked, not sold. So I think that had a little bit to do with it as well. But yeah, you're right. Sponsors, WWE's got to answer the sponsors too. That's what people don't understand either. They have people they have to answer to nowadays. Even though I think Mattel is shit at making figures, man.
Yeah,
their figures are shitty. I refuse to buy a WWE figure right about now. They look terrible. That's one area I will say AEW's got them beat at. It's the figures. Their figures look way better.
Coming from a figure collector, that's another conversation for another day. But I respectfully disagree on that, especially with the staining on the AEW figure. So on the soft goods, they stain looks like they have like blue disease. Look like they had sex with one of the members of the Blue Man Group. On the AEW figures,
I haven't gotten that far yet. I've had certain figures for like over a year now, and they still look great.
Okay,
I haven't had that issue yet, but
yeah, that's only if you only keep the soft goods on them. That's all.
Right. I guess when I cross that bridge when we get there, and we'll talk about that then.
Okay.
But I just like physically, I just think the AEW figures, they actually look like the wrestlers, unlike WWE. I was looking at a Finn Balor action figure the other day, and they look like the guy from The Office. And I was like, huh? I'm lost here. I saw the Rhea Ripley one, and it didn't even look like her whatsoever. But my point is that, yeah, WWE has sponsors they have to answer to, and it's just a shitstorm. You got a lot of people that you have to answer to. It's just a very, very big shitstorm.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would have suspended her personally, but that's just me. If it had to boil down to it and I had to show her my iron fist, it would have been a suspension, not a fire.
I think they probably wanted to suspend her, but like I said, I think it may have came down to what Mattel wanted to do, and I think it was like, oh, well, fuck, you gotta get rid of her. Like, okay, shit. Because I mentioned this point earlier, too, that, you know, okay, what the hell happened this year? Vince McMahon, he's gone, right? Why did he leave? Yeah, I mean, like, you know, paying women off hush money, right? You know, for sexual favors, right? And, you know, even though it's not the same thing with Mandy Rose, it's that risque, non-PG, very, very not safe type of professionalism, right? And I think, you know, the stockholders, you know, their sponsorship, they're tired of that shit from what WWE is doing. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, and look, they took a lot of L's this year. Nash Carter.
Yep.
Who else? You know, the Vince stuff.
Yeah.
Now this stuff with Mandy Rose. So, I mean, maybe patience are running thin within the WWE office for real, and they felt like they had no choice. Get rid of it.
Which I think Carter would be back eventually.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I think Nash Carter will be back too. He'll be back. He's another guy. I think maybe another year or two he'll be back. But just like I think Mandy Rose will be back. But yeah, WWE's taking L's this year when it comes to certain scandalous things that have come out of nowhere. So yeah, I feel like maybe they had to cut that bait too. So it is what it is. It's very unfortunate. Mandy Rose was doing some of the best work of her career. You know what? Last night, I don't know if you guys even talked about this yet, but that title match last night, I think maybe Mandy knew she was getting cut. You look at her body language after she lost that belt.
Well, coming to the ring, yeah.
Yeah, it was like her body language throughout the whole entire deal looked like I'm on my way out of here. That's what I got.
Well, and I think she knew, and I mentioned this too as well. I think she knew when she got the TV on Tuesday, like, hey, you know, this, you know, we seen your leaks, or not, we seen them, but we heard about your leaks. I did that twice already. We heard about your leaks, blah 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 blah. This is the situation that we're looking at, and I think personally, again, I think she quit. Honestly, I think she quit before. Either she got fired or whatever. But I personally think that she quit because she's most likely making more money doing the fan time, OnlyFans versus her contract. I would 100% guarantee that if we ever hear any numbers about that, what her contract was to what she was making on fan time, I guarantee you she's making more money there versus a regular contract.
Right. I mean, because I don't know if she signed a contract extension, before or after she went to NXT, but she was
before main roster money.
Yeah, she was making main roster money, but at the same time, she wasn't making Bayley money. She wasn't making Becky money or Sasha money or even or Charlotte money. She was making adequate. She was making good money. Not to say that she was living
cross money.
Right. She wasn't. She wasn't living in a van down by the river. Put it that way. She was making good enough money. And just like you said, there's a lot of people out there who are willing to pay $40 a month to look at her shit. So
yeah, I don't know what you guys seen.
Well, figuratively, not literally, right?
You never know. there's some weird people out there.
Hey, pay $40 a month and watch me shit all over my toilet.
Hey, that's a Mandy.
Hey, fucking remember fucking Shotzi? She was selling her shit. I'm pretty sure people were buying it.
Yeah, there's a market for that. And just to hear her take a dump, yeah, there's a market for that too. Isn't that right, Kyle? Eddie?
Now people are getting caught on the chat. Oh god.
Hey, Kyle's a good boy. Eddie, I don't know about him, but Kyle's a good boy.
Hey, is Shotzi the shit or she the shit? Like, come on.
I don't pay for porn. I get it for free.
Shitsy Blitzy is what Cornette calls her.
You want to know what Foxy called her subscription services?
Huh.
Oh, this is gonna be a shit show.
Nice.
Oh.
But I think Mandy.
Yeah, but bottom line, I think she'll be back though. Like, look, Mandy has. People got to give her flowers a whole lot more. She went down to NXT and helped get Gigi and JC ready. And not only did she do that, but she improved and worked on herself too. She had a damn good run. So what if she didn't have the 5-star matches you think she was supposed to have, like Asuka had or like Ember Moon had, and this, that, and the other? So what? That's not her deal. But she did show promise in that ring. She did show improvement in that ring, and that's all you can never really ask for as a wrestling fan.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, not everybody's Saray. Where's Saray at now? Where is she? On a bench somewhere.
Suck a dick.
Oh god,
fuck out of here! Talking about something. She can't wrestle like Mandy Rose gets the title, but Saray's dressed up like a schoolgirl. Shut up! All of you fucking nerds, shut up! Get on my fucking nerves. Never seen a piece of pussy in your life.
Oh, I'll shut up. That's cool.
Jesus Christ, man!
Like, I like
on my nerves. Man.
I like Saray. You know what I mean?
I mean, I like Saray too, but like people whining and crying about, oh, she didn't get the title. Hadn't we had enough Asian representation as NXT Women's Champion? They're all the same.
Mention this earlier. Jesus Christ! All right.
Same.
God. Alrighty.
Okay, Vince. Okay, Vince.
Saray's like mini Asuka anyway. She built just like her. Like shit.
They're all the same. God damn it.
Fuck.
Aren't you Bonocano? No. I'm Asuka. Asuka. Not Bonocano. Like shit. Come on, man, Vince.
Why is Oscar's daughter on the show? That's not Oscar's daughter, Vince.
Make me some Jean Chaloy main. I'm like, oh fuck. Oh fuck, man.
Hey, Bull Nakano had that Thunder Thunder, alright? Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oof. Hey, I would like for Bull Nakano to just fucking lock me in some type of leg lock around my neck. I'd be good with that.
Oh Jesus.
That's gonna be
Take me out.
That's gonna be the headline. RJ says all Asians are the same.
Well, I mean, they're not, but I'm just saying.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Like, I'm just saying, it's ridiculous that people were just downing on her. And I was just using Saray as an example because I'm in a group chat with a lot of wrestling nerds, and it's just like they get on my fucking nerves sometimes to the point where I don't even say anything in there. I just read their dumbass comments, their dumbass unrealistic comments. Talking about some Asuka and Saray should be fighting at WrestleMania for the world title. On what planet?
Fucking
planet.
What kind of shit you're fucking smoking? It'd be a good match, but what the fuck are you smoking though? Like,
yeah, it'd be a good match, but guess what? Neither one of them can speak English.
And speaking of, I mentioned earlier too as well that there's actually some people out there that, with Roxanne Perez winning, there's people who are already souring on Roxanne because that she took the title off of Mandy, and since there's such big Mandy, I won't say nut huggers, but nut huggers. Basically, they're mad at Roxanne, and they're taking their frustrations out on Mandy being fired. On Roxanne Perez, which is not fair to her whatsoever.
That's not fair to her whatsoever. She ain't got shit to do with that.
Yeah, but there's retarded incel wrestling fans out there that
for sure. No, definitely, I deal with them on a daily basis, so I know exactly what you're talking about. But it's ridiculous. That's not Roxanne's fault whatsoever. Roxanne's not WWE. Roxanne's not a decision maker. She's not Mattel. She's not sponsors. Like, how is that her fault? That's not her fault whatsoever. And plus, it was the inevitable anyways. It was always probably going to be Roxanne.
Yeah, she was going to lose that Vengeance thing.
It was going to either be Roxanne or it was going to be Nikita Lyons. It was going to be either the one of them that was going to beat Mandy Rose for that belt. It felt like it was the inevitable from get-go. So why are you mad for it? I felt like they jumped the gun by doing it last night, but obviously we know why that happened now, but it's just, come on. People got to stop it. There's a lot of retarded people, a lot of Riri people out there, man. Jeez, God.
Oh, that was mean. I'm sorry.
I can't, man. I'm sorry. A bunch of incels that get no vagina.
And this segues into the next topic. Speaking of incels that get no vagina, so Mia Yim had to deactivate her social media accounts after
last night.
A photo shoot from WWE.com on the album Hilarious Photo Shoot Outtakes. Shows her with Austin Theory. In the photo, Yim has her legs around Austin Theory's waist while he holds her and 2 cups of yogurt with one arm and he flexes with the other. And, of course, you had the incels, the morons, the retarded wrestling fans, trying to say that Yim was having an affair with Austin Theory.
I mean, people are bored. People are bored on social media. That is what it is. People tweet stupid-ass shit just to get attention all the time. Is it valid?
No.
I mean, it could be valid if you're that type of insecure guy, but Keith Lee knows he's a fucking man. Mia Yim, I'm pretty sure, lets him know that he's a fucking man, which he did when she responded to the whole thing. And there was nothing wrong with this here, in my opinion. Like, Austin Theory wasn't grabbing her waist or anything like that, or grabbing her ass. And it's not like her vagina was on his crotch, when she had her legs wrapped around him. So I thought it was innocent. But I don't know. When you're married, there's certain things you should do and there's certain things you shouldn't do. So I see where he was going with it, but the way he was making it seem was overboard. But it's just ridiculous. I think it was 2 adults being adults. Fuck it.
Before she deactivated her Twitter account, my input on Tuesday morning. Okay, block button ready to go. Apparently I can't take pics or get excited about seeing people I haven't seen in a while. I love my husband and only have eyes for him. Apologies for any disrespect. Men and women can be friends without it being sexual. Which...
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes.
I can relate. I'm pretty sure you guys can relate too. We have I got a lot of female friends. From girls that I worked with over the years, to people that live around the corner. There's females everywhere. So yeah, I definitely feel and understand where Mia Yim is coming from. And look, I don't cross the line or go overboard with any of them. Unless there's a sign shown. And if there's a sign shown, there's tits are probably shown right afterwards, and then you move from there. But unless that's not happening, then you don't cross that line.
Titties
make me go goo goo gaga.
What titties are?
I'm not saying she got them bazambas.
Oh man.
More like Mia Yams, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my.
With this whole thing with Mia Yim though, there's only one person that should fucking matter, and that's Keith Lee.
Keith Lee?
Who gives a fuck? Yeah. As long as their relationship's okay, who gives a fuck? Be fucking adults. The people who did have a problem with this either get no bitches, get no pussy, never had sex before, never felt a fucking tit before, never felt pussy before. All right,
exactly. That's what everyone's chirping.
She's gyrating all over his body. That's not what a woman is supposed to do when she's married.
If you have a problem with that, if you have a problem with that, then you should look at yourself in the mirror. Look yourself in the mirror and say that I get no bitches. I get no bitches. I am a bitch. Say that. Hey, look at me. Say
it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Yes, me in the mirror with the 3 hairs underneath my chin. Yes, me in the mirror with a pepperoni face. Yes, me in the mirror with the 12% fat in my face. Yes, look at me. I get no bitches. That's pretty much what it is because like
with a 1-inch cock.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like,
yes, me that jacks off to episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I get no bitches.
like
I get no bitches.
I get no bitches. Look at me. My dick is so small. You know, it looks like a cunt. Like my dick is so small that I pee between the crack between my balls and my crack. Like Jesus Christ. Like get the fuck out of here. Okay,
Yeah, that's
because
ridiculous.
It's immature. It's immaturity at its finest. But as long as their relationship's good, I can give like to me like if I would have seen that and like I know me and my girl's relationship was good, I was like, okay, hey, you know what? Hey, yeah, hey, that's funny. That's a funny picture. Now I'll say this: there's a difference between that and what Cora J did with Blake Christian, right? I can definitely tell that Blake Christian and Cora J they were gonna split. Soon as Blake Christian left, I'm like damn, she's young, she's cute, she's gonna be. And the NXT is a horny locker room. They're horny as shit there. So with me, with me knowing that, I'll be like, oh yeah, like you're done, buddy. Like you're out of WWE. Your girlfriend's still there. Yeah, you're done, buddy. And sure enough, look at what happened. A Roman came through, Braun Breaker, and Blake Christian's over here fucking doing fucking ROH fucking pre-show matches, right? The opening contest scheduled for one fall, that kind of bullshit. Okay,
Braun with his jean jacket and matching jeans.
Yeah, I don't know, but. That's different from what Keith, because these guys, they're married. They knew each other for a very long time, right? And they're a lot older too. I'm not saying they're like old, but like they're older, right? They're in their
30s.
Yeah, they're in their 30s, right? Those are two completely different situations there. So I mean, if someone does come out of this, okay, oh well. But as of right now, I don't see this to be an issue at all.
Oh no. It shouldn't be an issue because I posted a tweet about it that Mia Yim having to explain that she's a married woman and she's allowed to have male friends, platonic relationships with male friends. It's stupid because you have these morons like you said that probably have never seen a pair of breasts in their life that weren't on television or weren't in an anime, and it's just like I think Mayim's kind of, I don't want to say at fault, but I don't think she even had to even say anything. She shouldn't even had to say anything at all. Like at all. So, and the fact that she had to deactivate her Twitter is stupid. So this is basically a nothing burger, and again, all these morons, all these fucking morons, all these incels that have never seen a clitoris in their life. It's just
the clitoris.
Clitoris?
It's the clitoris. Out of here. But I mean, back to Justin's point about the NXT locker room being hot and young and horny. Like Joey Numbers from Wrestling Soup says all the time, when you got young guys that are in shape, when you got young girls that are in shape around each other, they're gonna fuck. There's gonna be some type of stuff. There's gonna be some Paige and Xavier Woods type things going on.
If I was 25, 26 years old right now, man, I would do everything in my path to get my ass down to Florida to be in NXT. I don't even gotta be a fucking wrestler. Make me something. Just get me down there.
Something.
boy, say that locker room. Man, I cannot even put it into words.
I can't even articulate.
Man, I can't even put it into goddamn words, man. I will be so fucking hard and horny, man, all the goddamn time, man, with that fucking locker room there, man. I'm gonna give him not my penis, not my peckerwood, not my cock, but the dick, all right? The dick, all right? I'll be dead to him. Sorry.
I mean, that locker room is fucking crazy.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it like in mid matches.
Sorry.
You're just gonna hear Booker T. What that boy think he doing with all that?
I'll be the first one to like be on NXT TV. Right now they're like, fully drunk, and like you can just see like, just my shirt off, right, pants halfway down, and just be like, where's Cora? She's supposed to suck my dick. Then you just fucking USA just cancels NXT because of me, or I get sued. I'm in court. There's a fucking, a Vice documentary, made after me, right? Then 10 years later, I commit suicide. Like, god damn, man, it'll be a great time.
No.
Jesus Christ, Justin. There was so much crack.
NXT. He ran on that one episode of NXT with his cocking.
Like I'm on Vice crying, or there was like a shooter interview like crying like after my passing, like I got WWE kickoff of USA. It's all my fault.
And then
as I'm doing a coke line, like,
and then you're just hearing Chris Jericho in his monotone voice narrate your fucking. Justin did so much crack, and then he came out on NXT television, and then he whipped out his penis in front of many people in the soundstage.
There'll be a viral video on YouTube, man. It's like a shoot interview, and like some point during the shoot interview, like I just get up and start dancing to Michael Jackson and shit as I'm smoking my crack pipe, like not my love. Like, Justin, can you sit back down? I want to ask you about the biggest match of your career, and I'm over here doing the moonwalk and shit, and I fall over. That'd be great. God damn it! I need a time machine, and I need some crack.
How did we get here?
Sorry.
Okay, so William Regal. We'll segue. William Regal.
Oh God!
Earlier,
somebody that does drugs in his past.
Earlier on Monday, PW Insider reported that Regal had officially come to terms on his new position with the WWE and would start with the company in the first week of January. The report added that Regal would assume a vice president position upon his return, but didn't specify what his title or role would be. Regal tweeted on Monday, "There seems to be a lot of news about me getting spread around. There are enough people who really know me, although there are a few, as trust is a big issue with me, who know the truth. Unless you hear it from me directly, it is at best secondhand information. Unless you hear it directly from me, it is either wrong or someone's interpretation of what is really going on. And that means everything that is being said about me from every quote-unquote source. That goes for anyone saying they have spoken or know me. A still tongue keeps a wise head."
That can literally mean anything, though. That can be about EC3's comments about him hating the locker room or regretting signing his AEW deal as soon as he got over there. That can mean a bunch of different shit, though.
I mean, all I gotta say is that, I get what he's saying, but at the same time as well, it's like Tony Khan just told the whole story, like that. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you're gonna be the first person I believe William Regal, but Tony Khan's out there saying that we're letting him go back to WWE. He didn't say WWE, but it was pretty much alluded. Say, hey, he's gonna go, help his son. Well, his son works for WWE, Charlie Dempsey. Yeah, like, yeah, you know what I mean. So, to me, this is a really a non-story. Now, what I think, I don't know if you're gonna get into this, Drew, is that he's gonna be taking a vice president role in WWE. I think that he's going to be talent relations on NXT. I think.
Right.
Vice president for talent relations in NXT, because he stated that he didn't want to travel. He wants to be in NXT. I think that, in WWE they can make up, freaking, positions. You know what I mean? If they had a position, they may have a position for like, talent relations for the referees. I don't know, right? But I think he may be vice president talent relations for the NXT division, and so that way he can be close to the sun and also handle talent, which he likes to do anyway. Because before he left, right, and when Triple H was gone, remember when Triple H was gone with his medical leave, people went to William Regal down in NXT when things happen, and they will go to William Regal, right? So as of right now, I can't tell you who that may be. I think it may be Shawn Michaels, possibly. I think Shawn Michaels is doing a lot down there on NXT. I think they want to probably take some of that off of Shawn Michaels, and obviously with him being down there, he'll probably be down there with creative as well. Even though he's for talent relations, doesn't mean he can't do creative too as well, or like help out with the with the TV show too. So at the end of the day, though, like to me, good, he deserves to be back. He deserves a position like this, right? Obviously, if you've seen this William Regal interview that's making the rounds over the past few days, last week, that there was someone down there who didn't like him, what he was doing and things of that nature. My guess and everyone's guess is Bruce Pritchard, right? The fact that, and this is just speculation, the fact that William Regal's coming back to WWE in a senior role over Bruce Pritchard, and Bruce Pritchard's still there, that has to piss him off, and thank God. Like, get your
good
fucking red skin, red apple ass. I love you. Fucking something to wrestle with, 4-eye fucking cunt, fat slob motherfucking ass out of WWE. And you and Conrad, well, I kind of like Conrad, but you and Conrad can go eat a fucking buffet where you guys continue to get fat and clog your goddamn arteries and fucking die of depression and and all this other crap and
Jesus
suck
Christ,
dick
dude.
and I hope I hope that your penis fucking rots in hell.
Oh shit! There's a lot of venom there. Oh,
that's a lot of crack too. Jesus.
Sorry,
man.
Sorry, bitch.
Have you not had enough crack, or have you had too much crack?
Not enough.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Fuck. I mean, I agree. Fuck Bruce. I was gonna say fuck.
Maybe I went a little bit overboard.
Fuck Bruce Pritchard. I mean, if this means William Regal's coming in to be over someone like a Bruce Pritchard, good, because fuck Bruce. Like, he needs to. That old regime needs to die. Of the Bruce Pritchards, of the Michael Hayeses, of just those fucking, one-sided, old school mentality of like, my ideas are always better than everybody else is. It's like, yeah, that's why.
You don't like Freebirds?
No, fuck the Freebirds. Fuck Michael Hayes. Fuck him.
Oh, okay. I mean, I like their burritos, but it's cool.
I tried their burritos once, and that made me have to have explosive diarrhea. Essentially.
Oh gosh,
it was amazing. Like, okay, off topic, real quick though. Quick story. I had Freebirds one time because I did not want to go back to work. I was like, "Fuck, I hate work today." Like, I'm gonna go to Freebirds so I can get diarrhea, so I don't have to go back to work.
Yeah, basically, if you're gonna try Freebirds, make sure you're not going to work. I made the mistake of trying Freebirds before work, and as soon as I got to work.
Oh yeah. I got back to work, man, and I was like, oh man, I got diarrhea. Oh, I gotta go home. Oh, we'll go home, Justin. Oh, and I shat on the way out. It's amazing.
Nice, but let's segue into the next topic.
Yep.
Triple H apparently is severely underwhelmed by some recent WWE returns. This is on comicbook.com. The Triple H regime has been bent on bolstering the WWE roster. Since taking over the main roster creative responsibilities of the past summer, the WWE Chief Content Officer has brought back dozens of previously released WWE stars, such as Karrion Kross, Dakota Kai, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae. Bray Wyatt came back, Braun Strowman came back. Within the abundance of the comebacks, some have proved to be immediate ratings draws, whereas others have quietly faded to the background once more. Russell votes said that Triple H and others in the prominent backstage positions are severely underwhelmed by a handful of the recent returns, film that some of WWE's fresh superstars have underperformed, quote unquote. There's no telling exactly what names have left WWE officials with something to be desired, but a glance at the recent returns, current programs gives a good idea. I'm pretty sure who those few are, but go ahead, RJ.
Hit Row for starters.
Shit Row. Fuck.
Gargano. I don't think Gargano per se. I think what Gargano is doing is Gargano is allowing himself to have a personality, which if that's the case, which it looks like it's to be the case, I can respect that because you can't just go out there and have match every week. Same thing with Candice. They're trying to add some layers. So I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at the Dexter Lumis. I don't think those guys are underwhelming. I wish the storyline would hurry up and end, though, with The Miz, but I don't think that's underwhelming. Hit Row, to me, is underwhelming. Damn, I really don't want to say this because I like to
say it.
Lord knows I love this man and I love his woman too. But Cross and Scarlett have felt kind of flat too. Maybe this feud with Ray might get him where he needs to be, but I don't know, man. Cross ain't the promos aside, he ain't really been lighting my world on fire either.
And we talked about Cross on the show with Monty.
Yeah, and the reactions to him ain't been that great either. So they got to do something really, really wicked and sinister. And I think what it is, and I don't think we got a chance to touch on this, Drew, is that he hasn't done anything really sinister to anybody yet.
Exactly.
He's supposed to be this big badass supervillain, right? But he hasn't done anything sinister yet. I think they got to get on the ball with that. Have him beat up Rey Mysterio. Have him break into Rey Mysterio's house. Have him do what they had Dom do to fucking Rey Mysterio in his own home.
That would
be more vicious.
And that would have looked better with Cross and not, Dom and Rhea.
Yeah, what if? Because it would have been like, okay, what the fuck? Like, damn, like, what the hell is going on? Why are you doing this? Cross, you wildin', son. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully the Rey Mysterio program is where he needs to be. But, the stuff with Drew and all this, because Drew's not that much of a big commanding presence really anyways.
Right.
So to me, starting those two off together didn't really do both guys any favors. But I hopefully this Rey Mysterio program gets Cross where he needs to be as far as reactions and momentum is concerned. Because we need to stop building it. It just feels like he has none right now. And I think the inconsistent appearances in the ring and on television hurts too. Definitely hurts. Because he's on one week, then he's not on. Then he's here this week, but he's not wrestling. Then he wrestles like 2 or 3 weeks down the line. It's just like, yeah, it's very sporadic. Who else? The women. Oh boy. The jury's still out on Tegan Knox. She's been back for 2 weeks. The jury's still out. Dakota Kai, Io Sky, this damage control stuff. I gotta admit it. Look, I love both girls, but I ain't really feeling it. I'm not really feeling it, and
agreed.
The crowd ain't either. And it's not an indictment on either of those girls. It's just that they have no chemistry. Dakota Kai and Io Sky don't have any chemistry, man. They've been better. They would have been better off having Tegan Knox and fucking Dakota Kai. If they was insisting on really having this damage control thing, it should have been Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai, because at least you could say there they got a history. They got chemistry there. And if you could show video packages from NXT, they got a lot of stuff there. You got a lot of footage. Use it to the best of your ability. And I just think that would have been better because they have more chemistry. Io and Dakota, to me, don't have any chemistry. There's no camaraderie there. You would have been better off having Io with Asuka if you wanted to do tag team division stuff, instead of Dakota and Io. It just doesn't. It's random. It feels random. It feels like it has no roots. I can believe the fact that Dakota Kai and Bayley made it bonded because of having torn ACLs and working at the Performance Center. That's a story I definitely can believe, even if it was just bullshit. But the Io factor is just, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. So I would say those girls, their run has been underwhelming. Who else?
Emma. kind of has been
The
a
jury's,
nothing
the
burger.
jury's still out on that. She's only been back for a few weeks.
I think it's been
I
longer.
mentioned,
I
I mentioned with
though.
Emma too as well. I don't think she came back for like. Obviously, like she's there for like to wrestle, but like I don't think she came at like to get over and like. I think she's there for Madcap. I don't think she's there for anything else.
And, and the storyline thing with them is still brewing. So I'm giving her some time. At least Damage Control and Cross, they've been back for months now. Emma's only been back for what, a month, and she hasn't been on every week like that in a forceful role like Damage Control. Cross, like they were involved in big programs that just ain't been over. It just hasn't been over.
I got another name, Bray.
Who?
Bray. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't
That's
care.
you personally. We're talking about who Triple H.
I don't care. I don't care about Bray. I really don't care about Bray anymore. It's just when he came back, it was cool. Like that reaction was huge, and the first promo out was intriguing because they kind of threw us through a little because you were expecting the Spooky Man promo, but you got Bray the person. You got Wyndham Rotunda talking as a man, and I get it. They want to slow burn. They want to build up to whatever it is they're trying to build up to. But it's just I don't care anymore. Like it's just because
he hasn't even had a match yet. He hasn't even had a match yet.
He hasn't even had a match yet. But we're talking about what Triple H is thinking. I don't think Triple H is. Bray Wyatt's selling merch out of the wazoo.
Oh no, Bray's fine. Like
Bray's fine.
He's
like,
not gonna like. Yeah, no, he's fine.
Him and Braun are fine. Like if we're talking,
Braun's fine. Braun's fine. I don't care about Bray.
Lens, if we're looking at Triple H's lens, who's going out there? Who's getting reactions? Who's selling merch? Who's doing this, that, and the other? Bray and Braun are the least of Triple H's concerns because Bray Wyatt's selling merch out the wazoo.
Yeah, I mean,
you can not care about his storyline or whatever. I'm not like I want them to kind of speed it up just a little bit too. I will say that. Me and you talked about this on Monty's show, but I don't think his return it's been stagnant. I won't say it's been underwhelming, but all right, fine. I mean,
it's getting to the point where it's reaching underwhelming.
I don't think it's.
I disagree with that. I disagree.
Business wise, and reaction wise, I don't think it's underwhelming.
Yeah, like he's out.
I think his return. And Justin, you might agree with me on this. I think his return has been the most successful one.
Out of the Triple H's,
right?
Yeah. So far, out of the Triple H returns, yes. Not returns this year because Cody came back.
Cody.
Yeah, Cody's different, but yeah, Bray's definitely the him. I would say him, Braun, and believe it or not, a sleeper third place, Gallows and Anderson.
Right, yeah, that crowd went fucking bananas when they came out, man.
And they're still relevant what they're doing on TV. Yeah, they've been wrestling Judgment Day for a while now, but their game, they're with Finn. So, but just with this whole
they're
thing,
in a cushy spot. They're in a cushy spot where it's not like things don't seem in doubt. With the other guys, it just feels like
what about Escobar?
Not a lot going on there.
What about
Escobar? Escobar's not a
return.
Never
let go.
He's a call up.
Yeah, he's just a call up.
I don't factor him into that equation.
Okay, let's kind of switch topics. What about the people that have been called up? And Escobar, I think, is like the only one recently that's been called up. What do you think? How do you think his run has been?
No, I like what he's doing so far.
Yeah, I like what he's doing right now. He's getting momentum each week. I don't think there's anything shitty going on there.
Yeah, I like him.
He's cutting promos. He's getting a chance to flesh out his character. And people are whining, oh, why aren't the crowd singing Legato? Because idiots, not everybody watches NXT. That'll come in time if the crowd really is into him. But that aside, Santos Escobar, I'm enjoying what he's doing, man. He's cutting promos, like I said, fleshing out his character. He's wrestling good matches. Like, he's more than just a match guy. You throw him out there, he's having matches. He's getting a chance to really show all sides, all dimensions of his character. and the guys are looking great, too. And Zelina Vega... we all wanted Big Mommy Elektra Lopez in there, but, Zelina Vega, for whatever reason, they want B-Fab to wrestle. B-Fab is terrible. And
he does need to wrestle.
She does not need to wrestle.
I don't mean to cut you off. Going back to Zelina, I don't think Zelina fits in with this group, personally.
She's a little over the top. some of the outfits that she wears is a little over the top.
I think her personality is more over the top because, and I'll explain why. So, Elektra fit with the group because the whole point of the group is that it's a group that pays homage to luchador wrestling, and Elektra fit with that group because Elektra's like where was she born? She's like from Brazil or something.
Oh, Elektra's from New York.
Okay, never mind.
It's from the fucking Bronx, man.
Never mind. I was wrong.
I saw at the bodega last night, eh?
But she has that personality of you can see her with this group. Like, she seems naturally fit with that group, whereas, Zelina, again, she's from the Bronx as well, but she has that kind of over-the-top, American-born Latina girl.
Attitude.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I mean?
Right. So, I'll ask this. Without Zelinga, who the fuck is that? Zelina, would this group be as over as they are now?
No, I don't think so. I think that's part of the reason why they put Zelina Vega with them, because Zelina Vega is somebody that can talk you into the room. She does have vocal presence. The thing is with Escobar hasn't cut a promo for too long. If you notice, all his promos have been very, very short.
To the point, yeah.
Straight to the point for the most part, which is good. I'm good with that. I don't need somebody to sit there and talk for like 5 or 6 minutes. The shorter and the stronger the promo is, the better for me. I'm good with that. Trust me, as somebody that has gone on record and cut promos himself, I know how great a short but an effective promo can be. So I'm good with Escobar just cutting, a few lines here and there and sounding badass, and we move on.
I think long term, with Zelina there, I think it helps Legado long term with Zelina there. Right. Because the casuals know who Zelina is, right? They react to her, right? Rare if you agree if she needs to be in the group or not. I think long term, and Triple H definitely sees something in Legado, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, okay, well, how can I get this group to get a reaction right out the gate? Put Zelina Vega with them. Yep. Put Zelina Vega with them, and look what Escobar has done so far. He got to the finals of the World Cup there. And he's going to become Intercontinental Champion or United States Champion if he goes to Raw sometime next year. Sign it. I will really bet $5, $10, $15, $20,000 if he doesn't win mid-card title, he will have some gold around his waist in 2023. Period.
Yeah, I believe that.
Tag team or a mid-card title.
And another reason why I think Zelina Vega is with the group is because a point that Drew himself pointed out. This group is about Lucha Libre. It's about paying homage to luchadors, right? Yep. Zelina Vega wrestles a little bit of a Lucha Libre style. Diving hurricanranas, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. Whether you think she does it great or not, she does it. Elektra Lopez is, a powerhouse. She doesn't wrestle a Lucha Libre style. So I just I see the pros and cons of it, because I did like Elektra Lopez with them, and I like the whole thing of them just being wholesome together straight out of the gate. But it just wasn't in the cards. And look, Elektra Lopez would be better off for it. And honestly, from what somebody told me a long time ago, Legado del Fantasma was supposed to get called up way before NXT 2.0 was even a thing anyways. But the only reason that they didn't get called up is because they was waiting for Elektra Lopez to get better in the ring.
Yeah.
But then Santos Escobar got over, and they decided to use him more and more on television anyways afterwards. So
let me ask this here, right? Or let me put this theory out there, right? Mm-hmm. Off topic. Rey Mysterio, he's on SmackDown now, right? He got traded.
Yeah.
Why do we think this trade happened?
Oh, we're gonna get that match soon. We're gonna get that program soon.
Period.
I mean, that could be a Mania match.
Period. Right. Well, I think the main match is Rey and Dominic. Like that's kind of obvious on. But I mean, as a secondary match, I can definitely see that for sure. But So yeah, I don't rule it out, but Bray and Dominic, that's like a money match right there. But anyway, no, I can definitely see Ray and Santos feud.
I mean, if
that right there is gonna put him over. Period.
Yeah, exactly. And if that doesn't happen, that's creative malpractice. Come on, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely happening, man. And Ray's gonna help, like you said, Ray's gonna help him get to that level. And it helps that Escobar speaks clear English. That means he can go back and forth with this man in English, and he can go back and forth with this man in Spanish. And Escobar is just so fucking cool, man. He's, to me, out of the Mexican wrestlers, top 3 for me right now is him, Roosh, and fucking Vikingo, man. Oh, and Bandito, top 4 actually. Those guys are just fucking cool, man. But if any of those other guys learn how to speak some good English, they'd be good to go too.
Now back to the article in hand here. Triple H he wants to he's kind of upset with, or not upset, but like feeling kind of meh about some of these returns here. I think the issue is that Triple H is, and this is where I kind of disagree. He's trying to appeal to us internet wrestling fans way too much.
Exactly.
Instead of just building them up through vignettes, right?
Exactly.
You can get away with a Bray, you can get away with a Braun, right? You get away with that. You can get away with Luke. You can get away with Gallows and Anderson. Cool.
There were stars here. Stars
cool.
On the main roster.
But people like, for example, Hit Row, I need a vignette. People like Mia Yim, I need a vignette. Emma, vignette, right? I need vignettes from these people, right?
Tegan Knox, same thing.
Yeah, Tegan Knox, of them coming back in, explain to us who they are, why we should care, why we should be invested with them, and what makes them a badass. Show them, show a few little highlights, right? And just be like, Dakota Kai and Io Sky's coming. Even though their SummerSlam, return, I thought that was, I think that it did what it needed to do. The only ones I agree with the shock returns, with the exception of the obvious, like Dallas Anderson and Braun, is Gargano, because even though he's kind of the flame is kind of faded, people knew who Gargano was when he came out. Gargano, Dexter Lumis for the initial storyline. With that, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, and honestly, as far as returns, that's really it. Yeah, I mean. That's all. I mean, obviously Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Okay, obviously, you can return at any time. It doesn't matter. But Karrion Kross, I would have been okay with TikTok vignettes, right? You know what I mean? And have him still do the same thing that he did with Drew McIntyre, right? You could have done that with Candice LeRae, right? You know what I mean? It didn't need to be a shock return with that. You could have done the same thing with Emma, Mia Yim, Hit Row. You did it with Sarah Logan, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. You know what I mean?
Whole vignettes was built around her, Valhalla.
Yeah, no, I mean, so there's rumors that we're probably gonna get Chelsea Green. We're probably gonna get Matt Cardona back, right? Matt Cardona, bring him back, boom, cool. You know what I mean? We all know
back on TV, we know who he is.
We all know who Zack Ryder is. Throw him back into the fire. Chelsea Green, I need story. I need vignettes. I need a reason why I need to care about her. Not to say that the crowd is going to fall in love with them or give them a reaction instantly, right? But they're going to know. Tried. Exactly, and they're gonna know who they, what their purpose is, right? What's their motivation, right? Hey, I'm coming to WWE. I'm coming to destroy WWE, or hey, I'm coming to WWE because I'm becoming a champion. Or hey, I'm coming to WWE to spice it up. Whatever you want to do, but you need to give us a reason to care about these people coming back. And I think that's one of the things that Triple H is missing right now, right?
Yeah, he is missing the ball on that.
So he's missing the ball on that. And obviously, I'm going to take Triple H over Vince McMahon, WWE 10 out of 10 every single day. But, fair criticism is fair criticism. Not saying that...
Exactly, because we want to see him succeed.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean... Yeah, I think that's a improvement that they need to make there. Hopefully they take fan feedback, serious fan feedback on Twitter, not this shit like yeah. No, son. All right, like let's go on that.
You know what would have been interesting? I was thinking about this while you guys were talking about how to, possibly build up people for Cross. It would have been really interesting if they put him in Judgment Day.
They very well could have.
Like that would have been fucking cool. Can you imagine that?
Him and Priest together. Oh my god.
That'd be the fucking Brothers of Destruction right there. Like Cross and Scarlet, I think would have fit in that group like a glove. That would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So.
But no, I mean, but they're going a normal route nowadays, though. So they just feel like a normal group of just bullies now. They don't feel like supernatural anymore. So he would have fit them early on before they started making all these changes to the gimmick and group. But yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from.
I agree. The only thing is that would the group feel overcrowded with, or would you like get rid of somebody?
Probably get rid of Dom.
No.
He's the heart and soul of this fucking thing.
No, yeah, like he's the one he's the one that's eliciting the most reaction. Like,
actually, you know what? Scratch that. Get rid of Finn.
Finn would be the only one I would get rid of if I had to come down to it.
If you get rid of Finn, I'm just and I agree, but I'm just thinking out loud, like, and I'm trying to think about this like logically here. If you get rid of Finn, who is the figurehead for the group?
Cross.
Force the chair.
Rhea.
Cross ain't that over. Rhea.
All right, but that's the reason why you put him in the group, right? Because he's not that over.
Put him in there, but have Rhea be the fucking leader. She's basically a leader.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. It's just for conversation purposes. I don't mind that.
Yeah, Rhea's the leader.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, what mommy wants, what mommy wants, mommy gets. Now get her those. Now bring mommy those tag team titles to Judgment Day. Like, do something like that. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So
Damon Dom, why not? I like to see that big man, little man tag team. That could help Dom get better too in the ring. Teaming up with Damian Priest every night.
Yeah, possible.
It helps him. It can help him from stop wrestling like his father. I think that's a part of Dominic's problem. He tries to wrestle like his dad. Now, of course, since he's been a heel, he hasn't been doing that lately. He's been doing the chicken shit. I hit the guy and then run out of the ring. He's been doing that. He's been playing it smart, and it's been effective. But if he's going to learn how to really work in the ring, once he starts to mature and break out of that chicken shit heel gig, then he's going to, I think it would really do him some wonders by teaming up with a guy like Damian Priest, who wrestles a heavy style, wrestles a nice style for his size. So,
as far as news goes, that's kind of it. There is one bit of news that literally just came up right now. So, apparently Kevin Owens wants a match against Shawn Michaels. Wrestling Inc. has talked about Kevin Owens, who recently revealed on the podcast Sans Restriction that he had approached WWE Hall of Famer and current NXT head honcho Shawn Michaels about possibly doing a match. Owens suggested the match to Michaels after a recent appearance on the program. Fightful Select has since learned about the conversation Michaels and Owens had regarding the match. Sources claim that Michaels admitted to Owens that he was intrigued by the idea of one last match, citing the performance Austin had at WrestleMania 38 as his reason. Alas, Michaels also reportedly told Owens that he didn't think coming out of retirement was a good idea. This is evidently the second time Michaels has turned down a possible final singles match, and Fightful noting that AJ Styles had previously pitched a one-on-one encounter with Heartbreak Kid, and Shawn having the Crown Jewel match in 2018, which he regrets working that match, and yada yada yada. So, kind of a nothing. Maurice wants to go ahead.
I mean, Owens took care of Steve Austin, made him look like $1 million. I can't see why they couldn't make a little fun little brawl like that happen again. It doesn't have to be a grandiose wrestling match. I think Shawn Michaels did make a mistake by wrestling Undertaker and Kane. I didn't make a big deal about it at the time because I knew what it was. It was a Saudi payday, but that match was a fucking disaster, man. And I'm pretty sure Michaels does really regret doing that. And the only way to wash away a bad last effort is to have one more last good effort. Maybe against a guy like Owens. Maybe against a guy like AJ Styles. But I would prefer Owens, though, because you can have a lot of smoke and mirrors there like they did with Austin last year. And people won't be like, that was a fun brawl. It was a fun match. That's the least or the most you can really say at the same time,
Yeah.
I think that might be something they might want to look into. I'm just saying. If I'm Shawn Michaels, I ain't going out with that shitty ass tag team match against Kane and Undertaker. Didn't Kane's fucking mask and wig fall off in that match?
Yeah, and then Triple H fucked up his
bollocks, mate.
Yeah, like, oh my god, just terrible.
I mean,
bad.
Mania is apparently going to be packed with more stars because, like, the talk is that Steve Austin wants to work another match. There's already
after that last year, that was great.
There's already rumors swirling about who it could be. It might be maybe fucking Cena. Who knows? Or Cena might be working with Theory.
I would rather that. Honestly, I think you don't put your stars together. You spread your stars out. If you're gonna bring back guys from the past, have them work with the younger guys.
Right.
Like raise the stakes and raise profile for the younger guys. Don't have them work each other. John Cena and Stone Cold wrestles each other. Then so what? Like, what do they do? They're both not going to be in WWE afterwards. They're both going to leave. Like, there's
I'm trying to interrupt.
The guy to hang on to after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at least if Theory wrestles John Cena, even if he loses, that's something for Theory to hang his hat on. And Theory can be like, man, I want that rematch against John Cena, and I won't stop until I beat him. You can do a 6-month arc with Theory, where he wants his revenge on John Cena, and he will stop at nothing to get it. He will stop at nothing to get a busy John Cena's attention. Maybe even threaten a woman that looks like his wife. Something like that. I'm gonna take this bitch A-Town down if you don't come out here and accept my challenge for a rematch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could do something like that down the line. But, you have Steve Austin and Cena wrestle each other. Like I said, both guys go away, and there's nothing else after that. They had a match. Yay! Fine, whatever.
No, I was gonna say real quick. You know what match that could happen at WrestleMania for Stone Cold? Not to say that I want it per se, but just a possibility. Stone Cold versus LA Knight.
Yeah, I had a feeling you was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you.
The promo work alone would be pretty damn entertaining. So
I would like that. Honestly, I would love that.
And that would definitely put LA Knight over. If they want to make him into a future star, there you go.
Mm-hmm. That's one guy who I feel like his return hasn't been underwhelming. He's been in high profile stuff. He hasn't been in the ring all that much, which is fine. That's cool.
Not a return, but since he changed into the LA Knight gimmick.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, which can kind of be considered a return a little bit, kinda. But that to me hasn't been underwhelming. But
yeah, he's been very good.
Very, very good. Like that, his promo the other night was fucking fantastic, man. He's been killing it. Anything they've been giving him so far in this incarnation of the LA Knight character, he's been knocking it out of the park. And I think him and Steve Austin, that could be really, really good, man. That could be really good. And LA Knight doesn't do anything crazy and stupid anyways, so he's not going to hurt Steve Austin. They could have a gaga brawl like Austin and Kevin Owens did last year, and it'd be fine. Yeah.
WWE trusts him in that spot, man. That'll be a great position for him.
Exactly. Especially if he goes out there and delivers, takes care of Austin, doesn't hurt him. Yeah, like he's getting rewarded right afterwards. I guarantee you.
Another rumored Mania match is Brock Lesnar versus Gunther.
Conda the Ring General. See, everybody and their mama was crying last year. Oh, how could he change his name? How could he do this, that, and the other? This man about to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania if these rumors are believed to be true. Look at this.
Let's say this, though.
Uh-huh.
When people started crying, this was Vince McMahon's WWE. He would not be possibly fighting Brock Lesnar.
Probably not.
Nope.
Probably not.
So at the time, people had the right inclination, because he still wouldn't be. He will not be Intercontinental Champion still if Vince is still running shit.
I believe those rumors that he was going to lose that belt.
You're gonna fight Nicholas.
You're gonna put him over.
God damn it!
I want to see the internet nerds' heads explode.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Eat my nuts.
You're gonna fight PewDiePie at Mania. Yeah.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
He still makes videos. Okay.
I know Logan Paul has been clamoring for a match with Cena at Mania, but it probably won't happen.
I don't know, man. We'll have to see on that. I'm still pushing Cena versus Theory.
Mm-hmm.
I think that will be better long term for the company.
Me too. Me and you are on the same page on that.
But
yeah.
Logan Paul, but Logan Paul versus you can do anything with Logan Paul, man. Like, just get him a match, put him in there for 15 minutes, and just put him in there with somebody again. And I mentioned this. I won't mind if he wins a mid-card title, even if it's at WrestleMania too. Like, you don't need to have United States Championship match with Cena and Theory. That's just a waste. Like, he doesn't need a title to be involved. Put the title on somebody else, right? And have Logan Paul take the title off of them at WrestleMania.
Right. I agree with that, and then you can save the Cena and Logan Paul match for SummerSlam. Spread it out. Spread it out. No need to blow your load all on one big show, because you got SummerSlam you still got to sell out. You got Survivor Series you need to sell out next year. So why not save big matches for each of those shows too?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Besides the War Games and besides whatever you're going to do at SummerSlam, why not?
Speaking of Cena will be appearing on the December 30th edition of SmackDown. So that'll be interesting, which is also the same night as the year-end award show. So it's going to be a big night. We're going to be competing with SmackDown.
Oh, boy.
So who's going to get the demos? We're going to go after the sweet-ass demos.
Well,
I'm not one of the demos.
I'm not even sure who my demos are. I don't even know who I appeal to. But,
like you look up your demographic and you just see that it's like, women over 40 in New Zealand. Like, what the hell is this?
Crying, bunch of Kiwis. So that's the end of the news. There are some shows to talk about. Well, me and RJ already reviewed the NXT show on our Sunday show with Monty, the Trifecta Threat.
You want to talk about Kylie Ray for a second?
What about Kylie Ray?
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess Maurice wanted to talk about it real quick. Apparently, she did a dark match for not a dark match, but a main event match on Monday. It's going to air tomorrow. For main event, she fought Dana Brooke. So people were like, does she have a WWE contract or what? I find that to be kind of odd. Usually they don't do that. They don't have people that aren't signed wrestle on main event, let alone have a Titantron in entrance.
And a different name too, because she didn't have to come under Kylie Ray. Like, if she came in, under Kylie Ray, okay, it was a one-up, but she came under a WWE gimmick name, so she's definitely got to be signed to WWE. It's probably not official as of yet, but we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, it's coming soon. So, but with her, I'll be honest with you. I know she can wrestle. I know she has an appeal to the fans, but honestly, I don't give a shit. Okay, I mean, I know she. I'll be honest, because I know that she's been sober for the past 14 months, whatever, good for her or whatnot. Just my thing is are you going to? Is your head on straight? Are you going to be committed, or are you just going to retire again in like 5 months from now? Like, are you going to be fully committed? If she shows that she's fully committed, right, and she's not inside of her head, and that she knows that she's, capable of what she wants to be as a Bailey Light, by all means, you know what I mean? Like, hey, hopefully, wish the best for you, you know what I mean? Because everybody wants to see that Bailey, Kylie Ray feud. That's pretty much like, ever since I first saw Kylie Ray, I'm like, this is freaking Bailey. Like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? Like, she's like still in Bailey's gimmick, right? But, people will probably want to see that. So, I wish her the best, but, I can't say that I'm overly, superly excited of it as of right now. You know what I mean? But she comes in and she kicks ass and she becomes, I can say this, she definitely will be an asset to the main roster. I can definitely say 100% though. But
I agree with that.
But my thing is that, is her head on straight? Like, if she gets like one negative thing said about her online, or if she goes in from someone rubs the wrong way, is she gonna run away again, right? I don't know.
Right.
We'll have to wait and see. But hopefully she's in a good place mentally that she can do this, because this ain't the goddamn indies. You ain't gonna be wrestling, once every, once every 2 weeks, right? You're wrestling three times a week. You know what I mean? And you're going to be on the road, and, things of that nature. You're going to be paying for this here, and are you going to make friends in the locker room? And she seems like she'll be the type to make friends in the locker room, but let's say she doesn't make friends in the locker room. Let's say there's some resentment there, and, can her previous mental health put up with a WWE schedule?
Yeah.
We're going to have to wait and see.
You're asking the same questions that I've been asking myself. I would like to see her signed and whatnot, because like you said, I do believe she can be an asset with that gimmick. I think she definitely has something, and I think the kids will love her, and I think the adults will find her to be adorable, especially if they have like a soft heart and shit like that. And plus, she can wrestle. Yeah. So, she has all that stuff checked off, but like you said, is that mental health, is that going to hold up? Because if it can hold up, then she's got a job. But if not, then ooh.
It's like it's like Moro. No, like he was there twice. The first time he left because of JBL, and granted, it's fucking JBL. But it's just, and then the second time he left because I think he said because he just couldn't take the the touring and whatnot, and people allude to it might have had something to do with Corey Graves, but this is the kind of business I don't think is right for somebody with that kind of mental capacity. I don't know how else to put it without sounding like a jerk, but
no, but you're saying it right. I feel the same way too. Like, if you can't handle it, your mental can't handle it, then you got to go. It's just like playing basketball. Like, especially if you're not open to criticism. It's just like, and if that's what causes you to have these mental funks and stuff like that, then this kind of business where you put yourself out there to be judged, I don't think that's for you. This ain't meant for the weak. It really isn't. And that's not just anybody. That's just not an exclusive behavior. It's just, or exclusive mentality. It's just like certain things aren't just meant to be, And if you can't handle it, then you have to remove yourself from that type of situation, which apparently she's done in the past by, leaving AEW and Impact and NWA and every other promotion she's ever been in.
And let's touch on that. AEW, she was only one of the few people to get let go out of their AEW contract before it ended, right? So her, Jimmy Havoc, we all know what happened with the whole Jimmy Havoc, Jimmy Seafood, and Excalibur situation there. Evilise, right? You know what I mean? Because, shitty attitude there, right? Bea Priestley, aka Blair Davenport, and who else? Awesome Kong. CM Punk's still under fucking contract right now. Come on, technically,
and they're shitting on him.
Even though he's kind of out the door, but technically he's still under contract. So it's like, if Tony Khan lets you go. And I know she asked for a release, but if Tony Khan and this is obviously early in AEW, so he obviously learned a lot during his short time. But he could have been like, hey, instead of letting you go, let's see if we try to get you the proper help and things of that nature. I don't know, man. I just don't. I don't trust it. I don't trust it right now. I hope that she's turned things around for her because she's been sober and all this shit as well. But right now, I don't trust it.
Yeah, I mean, best case scenario for her: stay the fuck off the internet.
Yeah.
Do not get on the internet.
Stay
you know what?
Yeah.
And this is a case where NXT is very, very useful. Send her down to NXT. Let's see how her mental holds up. If she even shows the slightest crack, then let her go.
Right.
Crack?
Not that
kind of crack. I mean mental crack.
Okay, sorry.
Jesus.
I know The Rock is your thing, but
All right, so like I mentioned before, me and RJ and Monty covered NXT Deadline on Sunday for our Sunday show, the Trifecta Threat, which again you can hear every Sunday, new episodes every Sunday. So we're not going to go through every single match by match. I'll just talk about the match and the result, and I'll just get Justin's thoughts. NXT Deadline was on Saturday. There was a pre-show match which they didn't show. It was Ivy Nile versus Lash Legend. She won. And then there was a tag team match.
Who won?
Ivy Nile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Woo, shit. Okay, thank you.
Chase University defeated Javier Bernal and Zion Quinn. For the main show matches, Roxanne Perez won the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. Isla Dawn defeated Alba Fire. It was a really bad match. The New Day defeated Pretty Deadly for the NXT Tag Team Championships, which to me was the match of the night. Grayson Waller won the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge, and Braun Breaker defeated Apollo Crews to retain the NXT Championship. Justin, what did you think about the whole show?
I think that since the turn of NXT 2.0, that this was their best pay-per-view that they have done.
Right.
I thought this, I won't say, now, this wasn't a NXT Black and Gold show. There were people say, oh, this is like a Black and Gold show. I felt like, let's not go that far. All right, let's just chill for a second, okay? You probably haven't seen an NXT Black and Gold show ever, if you think that this is an actual Black and Gold show. But yeah, I mean, I love the Iron Survivor Challenge. You could do there's a lot of creative things I can think of in my head. It's a keeper. Love it. It's a keeper. Damn good concept. And this should be around for the next, upteenth years. Another great match concept here that, at the end of the day, that's gotta be something that's gonna be seen for years to come. And the fact that we get to see this the very first time, which is, some things that we never really get to see nowadays, first time evers. I'm very, very happy about that. Obviously, predicted Roxanne to win, and we know the outcome of that now. She's the champion now. Isla Dawn versus Alba Fire. I won't say I really liked the match, but I liked the match. I thought both women worked hard in the match itself. I think that now the match was good. The ending sucked. I didn't like the ending with the whole referee. Fucking. I thought the ending was terrible. But the match itself, I thought was a pretty damn good match.
Yeah, I thought it was solid. Solid. Like Drew hated the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Drew was like, I don't see it with any of these two broads. I hate them both.
I mean,
I never said I hated them. I just said I didn't like the match. But
I mean,
he just penalized the whole match because he hates both girls.
Okay.
I do not hate any of the girls. I'm not the biggest Alba fan. I think she's good.
You said you hated Alba Fire. She's not sexy. She's not hot. That's what you said. And then
Come
you
on.
said Isla Dawn. You said Isla Dawn has a buck tooth.
Oh,
Jesus
come on.
Christ.
Lisp.
God. Hey, come on. That was the Drew Yari show, not the Drew McMahon show. Shit, are not sexy. I want to see some tits. Jesus Christ, man.
I'm gonna whip out my dick, and if it doesn't get hard in 5 seconds, then this match sucks.
It's not my dick. It's my kick.
With it.
He's gonna puke. He's gonna puke.
Oh, Jesus.
He's gonna come. He's gonna come.
Okay. Well, the next match, the NXT title match, good match, very damn good match. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this again. I do not agree with the outcome. I don't. I see now. I understand why the New Day won. Yes, for more ratings. Like if you watch NXT on Tuesday, they had New Day come out right at the top of the 8 o'clock hour for that rating boost. Like I know why they won, right? Triple Crown champions, first ever Triple Crown tag team champions. I get it. I understand it. But at the end of the day, it stifles one of your up and coming tag teams here, right? Whoever beats the New Day is going to be a made tag team. Who's that going to be? At this point, I have no idea, because you got the Craze down there, you got Indashare, you got you got Pretty Deadly, you got Brooks and Jensen, who is actually going to wrestle the New Day next week on NXT. It's not going to be them to defeat the title. So I think the team that's going to beat them has not even debuted yet. I think it's gonna be, Vinny Marseglia, right? And Vinny Marseglia and his in Dutch, right? I think it's gonna be them. Yep. Just give it a few months. I think it's gonna be them. Either them, or maybe this is just outside, very very outside. Maybe Schism, maybe. Maybe. And they deserve it too. Freaking Grizzly Young Veterans should have been NXT Tag Team Champions already.
A long time ago.
At least once, but whatever. But again, I see why they're down there, but again, I don't agree with it, and I'm not gonna agree with it. No one's gonna change my mind about that. Like, I just think it was just the wrong decision to put the titles on New Day. Like,
yeah, I mean, I get exactly where you're coming from, man. Like, it was a business decision. Obviously, they got Charlotte to sell out. I think New Day's going to be champions up until Vengeance Day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm thinking about it for sure, because I think they're going to want to pack that building out. New Day's still a name. They still hold weight. And it was a total business decision. For me, myself, personally, I'm with you. I wouldn't stifle the youth by having these guys have the tag team championships. But, like I said, get the move. I get the move, too.
Yeah, whoever the New Day puts over here, they're going to be a main tag team because they defeated the New Day. But
exactly.
But is it worth it? Who knows, right? But yeah, they're definitely going to be in Charlotte because, they need to sell out that crowd there, and I don't see New Day back on the main roster until after WrestleMania. So we'll see. Unless they're doing double duty, I don't know. We'll find out on Friday if they're going to be doing double duty or not. But we'll see.
Has to be sure.
Yeah. The other Iron Survivor Challenge, like that match there. I'll be honest, I'm kind of shocked that Grayson Waller won a little bit, and then I thought about it afterwards. I was like, okay, well, did Carmelo really need to win? Like, we want Carmelo to be NXT champion because it just wouldn't have been cool, but Carmelo's past NXT at this point, man. Like, I think he's primed for a Royal Rumble debut on the main roster, and give me Carmelo, give me Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Ooh.
Just do it. Just rip the Band-Aid off and just start off at the gate. You know what I mean?
No, even better. Whip out his cock and let's get to it.
Yeah, just whip it out.
Just whip it out.
From both Iron Survivor challenges, the people who I most impressed with, Frick and I've been kind of a little bit mentioning her, Kiana James, man, she's fucking great. She's fantastic. She didn't get a pinfall in that match, but damn, man, it didn't matter. She was fucking fantastic in that match, man.
It was a coming out party for sure, man. I even tweeted that out, and I gave her props on the show. I never seen much of her work beforehand, but yeah, Kiana James definitely came out, man, and she looked good.
I said that this women's division, man, for NXT, that's the best division in NXT right now is the women's division. I mean, because
Dude, they got four different main feuds going on around that. That ain't even surrounding the title.
It's so deep. It is so deep on what they got. Roxanne and Cora and Zoe Stark and Kiana James and Indy Hartwell and Nikita Lyons and you have So Ruka who did this freaking flip RKO finisher on NXT Level Up last week. If you haven't seen it, go find it. It's like very innovative on what she's doing. That Tiffany Stratton's coming back on the countdown to the new year, which is kind of silly. I think it's like on the 13th or whatever, or wherever day it is, in January, or it's like January 10th or whatever it is. Like, she's coming back on that day. Obviously, that's who it is. She's coming back. So, like, I love Tiffany Stratton too as well. She's very fucking talented too. That division is very, very, very deep. As far as the men's Iron Survivor, everyone looked good. Axiom, Joe Gacy, JD McDonough, like freaking Jordan Devlin, man. Like, man, I've been a huge fan of it since the very first, NXT UK tournament, man, in 2019. Just love, not 2019. Jesus Christ, it was 2019, like 2017. I'm sorry, wherever year it was. Been a huge fan of him. Obviously, Mel and Griswold are fucking fantastic as well, and Grayson Waller, he's gonna be the one to take this. I think it's time. I think he's gonna be the one to take the title off of Braun, and at this particular point in time, he's a heat magnet. You need a heel that is gonna carry that title, and obviously, he deserves it because he put up with a lot of bullshit last year, or this year. He put up with a lot of bullshit this year. Losing matches with that, I thought he shouldn't lose. And, he should have been put over more as far as winning matches, right? And him, being with this whole gimmick, I think it will work for not necessarily a long title reign, but for a pretty lengthy title reign for like 4, 5, 6 months before he goes up to the main roster. I think sometime next summer if they want to move him up that quickly. So, but the main event though, Braun Breaker, Apollo Crews, very good NXT Championship match. Obviously, Braun Breaker was going to win. Apollo Crews looked great here, so did Braun Breaker. It's not the best Braun Breaker match. I still give that to him and Tyler Bate. But outside of that, man, I think very, very good match. And to me right now, NXT, if you guys are not watching NXT, give it a shot. Give it a shot. Like, this is the time to get invested into it right now. And, it's only 2 hours a week, right? Every Tuesday or whatnot, right? Even if the key thing with NXT, don't watch it as if it is black and gold. It's not the same show. Watch it, find the people who you like, and get invested in them, right? Like right now, I'm having fun, being invested in with the Creed Bros, been invested with them for a long time. Carmelo Hayes. I love me some pretty deadly. I love me some Alba Fire. Isla Dawn, loved them from the UK. Kiana James, Tiffany Stratton. There's people there you can like Von Kali, like Von Kali. Like okay, I have to do that at least once a podcast. But there's a lot of there's a lot of
Jeff Jarrett.
Oh yeah, Jeff. I'm back, baby. Yeah. All right. We're 2.5 hours into the podcast. I had to get those out the way, but yeah, like yeah, man, like NXT, it's sometimes it's a rough watch. It's kind of like what I said always about Von Kali, right? Von Wagner, right? Like he's terrible. His mic skill fucking sucks. He's awful. But god damn it, I love him because I expect that out of him. Like a big guy looking like a mongoloid like that. Like I expect him to be terrible. You know what I mean? And honestly, he's not. He's getting better on the mic and he's been pretty good in the ring as well. So yeah, just find some talent for you to get invested in NXT and just give it a watch.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with everything you just said. I don't even watch NXT like it was Black and Gold. If anything, I kind of hated when it went to Black and Gold because I was so in love with FCW and what they were doing before. Especially towards the end of FCW when I started going and seeing seeing a young Bo, a young Bray, and Richie Steamboat, and fucking a young Colin Cassidy. I got to see a lot of these guys. So you grew with these guys into NXT, and I loved when
Mike Dalton, by the way.
Mike Dalton before he became Tyler Breeze. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved all these guys and what they were doing before they started bringing in the Finns and the Kevin Owens and this, that, and the other, this indie guy and that indie guy. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. Ring of Honor 2.0. And that's when I started treating it like Ring of Honor 2.0. So when they did the NXT 2.0 shit last year, I was like, well, back to FCW for me. I'm having fun with this because you're watching people grow on television every week, which is the one thing that FCW didn't have a chance to do. You had to go there live and see these people develop in front of your eyes back then. Whereas now, they're developing before your eyes on television. So, I mean, it's all good. Like you said, I've been enjoying NXT for the last couple of months myself personally. So, I'm definitely with it. The 2.0 was a rough watch. It was rough some weeks. They had some people that just weren't clearly ready for television yet, but they had other people in there to help.
I think they're weeding out the bad people from NXT 2.0, and the people who are being stands of like the Lash Legends, the Quincy Elliott's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I come on here and I tell the fucking truth. I tell the truth. And I give my opinion. I say that Quincy Elliott sucks. Where has he been on TV? Because he sucks. I see that Lash Legend sucks. Where has she been on TV? Not on TV every week because she sucks. Right? They need to make sure when they put these people on TV, make sure that they iron out the wrinkles before they get into the ring, right? I want to level up. I don't care. Wherever you're doing level up. Level up is basically AEW Dark to me. Have them on there, do whatever the hell that they want to do on there, and just, let them flourish there, right? And let them get better. Having them on, you don't gotta have them on NXT television. NXT television should be a prime spot for people who are ready for TV, not ready for the main roster, but ready for TV, and ready to, trial and error on live television. Those two and a couple other people didn't need to be on NXT every week. That really pissed me off when they were on TV.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, good point.
It was Boo Boo, and it was just like when they had her feud with Nikita, it was just like, okay, Nikita barely has experience underneath her belt, and you're gonna put her in there with this girl that has zero. No, not good. And Quincy Elliott, look, fine, flamboyant gimmick. We've seen it before. That don't bother me much, but the fact that you blow ass in the ring, that bothers me.
Right.
That bothers me a whole lot. So, yeah, I'm definitely with you on that. We gotta save it for NXT Level Up. And guess what? Have these motherfuckers wrestle on these house shows. They brought back house shows. They do them. I think they do them Thursday nights, Friday nights, and Saturday nights now.
Yep.
Have them wrestle these fucking live shows and get better. That's the one benefit to having live shows again for NXT. These people can go out there and wrestle in front of a small crowd and, work on your mistakes. Do things that maybe Shawn Michaels can't catch. Right? Things that when Regal inevitably comes back, do things that he can't catch. But if you see something you're doing wrong, catch it. Work on this a little bit better. Tighten up the grip. Tighten up certain things. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be good if they can put them out there and wrestle. Put them out there and wrestle on live shows and NXT Level Up. Don't do it on the main television show.
You know what I've been reminded of for several years now already? And WWE, they were kind of thinking about this for the main roster. And this, if you want more subscriptions to the network, right, to WWE Network, to Peacock, you could do this right here. For your house shows, and this is for the main roster too as well, for your house shows, for the main roster and NXT, do a live video feed. No commentary necessary, just a live video feed of the matches. That way we can get. That way we can watch wrestling anytime we want to, right? And also as well, we get invested with new characters as well. Oh, and we can see like, oh man, I'm seeing Quincy. He's trying a new character here. Damn, he's getting better in the ring. And we can talk about that on Twitter. It could be a hand subscription instead of paying wherever you're paying for Peacock. Add $5 more set. Boom. If you want access to it, you can watch it. You can watch the MSG house shows. You can watch the Starrcade whenever they do Starrcade. God damn it! God damn it! Triple H, get me in fucking Titan Towers, man. Or not? Because Jesus Christ, man! I'll make you guys some fucking money.
Justin, we don't have enough crack for you today.
Well, you know what that means? No crack. No, Justin, I'm walking.
For the love of God, please put your dick away.
Speaking in mind, it's putting me to shame.
Jesus Christ, man.
NXT did well in the ratings this week. They drew 666,000 viewers. 666, oh boy. Which is an improvement. Their highest ratings since November 8th, where they drew 664. So good on NXT. The ratings proved to be a success, and what they're doing is proving to be a success. So good on NXT.
I mean, that pay-per-view was good Saturday. Like, it was really, really good. And like Justin said, it was the best thing they'd done all year long, in my opinion. It was better than Stand and Deliver. To me, it was better than Stand and Deliver. Stand and Deliver, it felt very lifeless. That show on Saturday felt really good. Me and my brother really had a fun time watching that NXT pay-per-view for the first time in a long time. So, me and him we enjoyed it, man. And look, I'm liking the guys they're pushing and promoting right now, man. All of them. That Iron Survivor match to me, both of them, really.
Right.
Honestly, I wouldn't have been mad at any of those guys and girls winning those matches. Any of them. Any of them could have won it, and I would have been all right with it. By the way, Indy Hartwell, my God, y'all seen when she took a booted fucking Elektra Lopez out of the chair last night? That caught me off guard. I was like, holy shit.
I don't know.
Speaking of Indy Hartwell, we were talking about this earlier, but a little bit. Well, on Raw, I have two speculations here. So, remember the backstage, a quick backstage segment with Gargano and Loomis?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And when...
to me.
Right, and Candace was like, hey, I'll get you presents or whatever. Say, it could be Indy Hartwell coming up to the main roster. Yeah. Either her or... Because what was the thing that they were kind of handling? They were handling the money, right?
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes. Think it'd be a hint for Cameron Grimes to come on up to the main roster?
I thought the poker game would have been a nice way to debut Cameron Grimes. But yeah, you're right.
Just saying.
Either one of those two fit that bill.
It could be one or the other. It could be one or the other. They're not using Cameron Grimes much on NXT right now, and definitely he's not going to be someone that's going to be let go. He's way too talented.
Yeah, of course not. So. Like he's a guy that's a WWE character, man. You can use him on TV, man. He's got a character.
Oh yeah, bring him up to the main roster. You know what I mean? And see what we can do with him.
You can even do something with him and the Miz. Have the Miz try to take advantage of him or something like that. Because Cameron Grimes is still kind of ditzy character wise. Maybe you can get away with maybe the Miz trying to fuck him over out of some money or something like that, and then they get into a program. Because they're going down this route where the Miz is like broke or whatever. All of a sudden the Miz is broke. And I ain't gonna lie, it's funny as hell. But I think they're really waiting on Ciampa. I think that's why they're extending this thing. And they're getting Johnny Gargano, him around fucking Dexter Loomis a whole lot. Right. And he's talking for Loomis. Because I think they're going to do Ciampa and Miz versus Gargano and Loomis. And I think Ciampa's probably going to be back anytime now because he's back working out and shit. So he should be back soon.
Yep.
All right.
We'll see.
And that's pretty much it as far as like all the news goes. You know.
Oh wow.
Raw happened. Bobby Lashley got fired, quote unquote, which Well,
what?
What? Well, we'll definitely talk more about that on the Sunday show with Monty. Trifecta threat, catch that. But yeah, Raw drew a pretty bad rating, which surprise, surprise.
Surprise! I mean, they usually do bad around this time every year, anyways, man. Not to make excuses for them, but it's just the norm. At this point, ever since I was 18, the ratings have always been bad after SummerSlam, going into Survivor Series, into the Rumble season. The ratings have always been poo-poo.
So.
And with the lack of cable subscriptions and stuff like that nowadays, it's only going to get worse. The TV business and everything like that, it's changing, man. That's why I don't even laugh at certain ratings anymore. I don't laugh at certain ratings when it comes to wrestling anymore, because it's just it's just people ain't watching no more. People ain't watching no more, and people don't have cable.
Well,
people ain't watching shit on cable television anymore.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Because even if you don't have cable, you can go on Twitch and watch fucking Raw. You can watch SmackDown. You can watch NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do. Yes.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, see? Yeah, you can watch Raw. You can watch Raw on Twitch, see? Yeah.
Damn, why I sound like that porn star? Yes. Oh, good lord.
I was gonna say.
We started talking about Mandy Rose and her porn escapades, and now we're in it with some fucking legit shit.
I was gonna say Marv Albert. Yes.
Yes.
It counts and the foul.
My man used to be sounding like he's about to just. I mean, my God.
Is that what he said when he bit that prostitute? Yes.
Yes. My God. My brain is still my favorite.
Speaking of Marv Albert, AEW tonight they had the NBA on NBC theme for the Elite, so go.
Oh, good lord, we wasting this great nostalgia on these lame ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, dang.
The Elite.
Well, all I can really say is racism never dies.
Racism never dies.
And on that note, it is the end of the show. We did about 2 hours and 40 minutes. Nice show, packed show, full of interesting topics. I gotta thank my boys here. I gotta thank Justin, my podcasting partner in crime, along with my other podcasting partner in crime, RJ. Thank you, boys, for showing up tonight. This was a great show. Lots of packed topics.
Yep.
Yeah, very very meaty and packed for you.
Meaty.
For your pleasures.
Oh yeah.
How you like that, Eddie?
Oh man.
Oh, by the way, Eddie, did you see the Desperate Housewives reboot, quote unquote?
Jesus Christ.
Wisteria Lane. Not yet. I see Savannah Bond and I go Google Gaga.
But go ahead and plug your stuff, boys.
Yeah, I'll go first. Spinebuster Tees, spinebustertees.com. Got new merchandise up. Actually, I can actually post pictures in the chat now, so I'll do that as I'm plugging here. Got the brand new hardcore wrestling T-shirt there. Just posting in the chat there, so check that out. All T-shirts at $19.98. If you get extra 10% off for the winter sale, you can use the code winter10 at checkout. So again, check that out on spinebustertees.com. And also on top of that as well, I got a lot of great shit coming. And so if you guys are into, I know that RJ's not really into the Mattel, but I did get the Mega Powers 2-pack. I did get the Mega Powers 2-pack of Hogan and Savage, the Ringside Collectibles one. It is fucking a beaut. It's a beauty. So I had that come in. Actually, at the Cameron Grimes Ringside Collectible, Undertaker WCW Tag Team Championship Ringside Collectible came in this week. I got some other things, and I'm going to take advantage of Mandy Rose. Not in that way, but I'm going to buy some Mandy Rose figures. I'm going to buy some Mandy Rose figures because that's definitely going to go up in value. So I'm going to be doing that too as well. But again, spinebustertees.com. Check it out and hit me up on Spinebuster on Instagram as well. Follow me on there where I post all my zany wrestling stuff.
And RJ.
You can catch me at Lil RJ Unlimited on Twitter, Lil RJ the Savage on Instagram, and you can catch me here, on Drew Yari's Patreon. It's only $5. The son of a bitch is only $5.
$5.
So sign up for that. You catch me on the Brother Monty broadcast as well. Brooklyn Power Trip all day. And you can catch me on my solo stuff, on RJ and Savage Squad. And I'm going to be doing some stuff this weekend. I'm trying to figure out some stuff, and I am going to definitely be recording some stuff. So, yep. And I'm even thinking about reviving my YouTube channel too, by the way. So
yeah, do it, man.
So yeah, just when I get ready to discuss off the cuff topics and stuff like that, that doesn't involve me recording for a whole hour and some change, I can go ahead and just get it out there. So yeah, I'm really thinking about it. So stay tuned for, if I make a solid decision on that, I'll let you guys know about it. So yeah, that's it.
And you guys know where to find me. I'm everywhere on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The show is and your wife. The show is pretty much everywhere that podcasts are distributed. And then there's Patreon, $5 a month. And I do a show with RJ here in Monty on Sunday. It's called the Trifecta Threat. Again, new episodes every Sunday, and this show is again every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, here on the Wrestling Corp Discord, Wrestling Soup Discord. I'm sorry, I have to take a shit like really bad, so that's why I'm trying to be as fast as I can. So that jalapeno cheeseburger just came up like right now.
Weather,
but hey, we're talking about dicks, so whatever. But it's like we talk about dicks and fucking, but taking a shit is too much. But anyways, guys. We'll see y'all next week, and of course, we got the show Friday, December the 30th, the year-end show, and that'll also be a Q&A show as well, the last show of the year. But anyways, guys, from me, RJ, and Justin, to you guys, peace and be safe.
Be safe. Peace out.
Peace.